Well, very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck to Sim live stream today, 25th of November 2021, 3 minutes past 5 in the evening, United Kingdom. Back in X-Plane 11. We're back inside another Airbus, everyone. The ToLiss A340-600. We first flew it about a week and a half ago. I didn't want to leave it too long before we flew it again because I, like with many of the aircraft, which are not the 737, I forget how to fly it. So I thought we'd take it on a nice little evening live weather flight today. We are right now in Finland, the capital, Helsinki. We'll be flying an hour and 30 minutes eastbound towards Moscow. We're going to be flying to Moscow Vnukovo International Airport. VATSIM have VATSIM events both here and in Moscow this evening, so it should be nice and busy. And some snowy, low visibility forecast conditions potentially in Moscow later, which should be very exciting indeed. Laura 2500 or V2500, 6 months as a member now. Thank you so much for the vodka fund, comrade. Thank you very much, Lauren. Yes, we'll use that to de-ice the leading edge of the wings just before we depart from Moscow, perhaps later on. Well, I only got time for 1 second today, but thank you very much, Lauren, for your 6 months of continued membership. It's very kind of you. Who have we got here in the live stream today whilst I zoom on in towards the aircraft here? I'm a professional streamer. Norsky, hope you're doing well. Stephen Jenkinson, evening. Looking forward to the unboxing of that Boeing TCA. Yes, Thrustmaster have very kindly sent out their upcoming Boeing TCA yoke, which I'm going to be unboxing, revealing, testing, giving you my thoughts about it, comparing it to the 737 control column. Really excited to do that because it's not anything I've ever done before. So I've got other cameras set up. Hopefully it'll be something which represents this, what I've heard is an excellent product as well. Jamlin, thanks for your 22 months as a member. Hi everyone, not far off getting my alpaca badge for 24 months. Only 2 months to go, Jamlin. Thank you very much for all your continued support and the amount of time you invest into the channel making all your liveries. You'll be pleased to know I've updated the CSL, so I've already seen another alpaca A340-600. Thanks, buddy. Little Ticker, I hope you're doing well. Adam, Signtac, Taylor L, hello Nightbot, I know who you are. Quasimodo, good day to you. Thank you as well, Adam, for your continued support as a member. I don't know why the message hasn't popped up. Hopefully pop up there. There it is. 4 engines, 4 long haul. Thank you very much for the 18 months. Yes, we've done 2 sectors. Well, 1 sector already. It was London to Malaga, which is only 2 hours, and now we're doing a shorter sector. Maybe one day we'll do this on a very long flight. Perhaps we'll have to see there. Also, thank you very much, Adam, as well. Who else we got here? The best for now. Hello to you, Ephra, Araj L, Plainly, Dave Hagan, John Christie as well. John, good morning, good time, gang. Cycling event last weekend took us past the airplane boneyard in Tucson, Arizona, rounding up some pics to put on Discord. Very cool, John Chrisley. You know, I lived in Arizona for 6 months for my initial flight training, and I did go to a airplane boneyard, but it wasn't in Tucson. Or was it in Tucson? There was a huge one, really well known. They've got every aircraft there, right in the middle of the desert, but very cool. I hope you have a lovely afternoon in Arizona anyway. Perfect. Tim Fraser, hope you're doing well as well. Liam, camera setup. How long until they break? Very good. Unbelievable. Right, anyway, let's go into the air bridge. What's happened? Bye-bye, VATSIM. Disconnected. X-plane connection lost. Disconnected from network. Well, that wasn't FPS, I don't think, because we're getting 40 odd FPS there, but what is my FPS here right now? Well, 35. Should be enough to be kicked off, but I'm re-logging into VATSIM right now. Sometimes it can throw a bit of a wobbly, but there we are, into the air bridge. There we are, through the impenetrable air bridge wall. Not exactly aligned with the door, but never mind. And jumping into the cockpit. Ah, yes, as smooth as ever. Mark King, 10 months as a member. Thank you. Good afternoon, Captain. Remember to make use of the tray table and cup holders tonight. I sure will be. After takeoff, checklist complete, tray table out. That's the last part, if I remember rightly. Brilliant. Thank you very much for your continued support. 10 months as a member there, Mark. Just quickly pop up. There we are. Back on VATSIM now. Lots of Alpaca Airways around, and some more A340s. What's that there? Is that 78? Or A350, I think. My goodness, we've got lots of wide body long haul jets doing this short sector today. Amazing. Javelin, seamless as always. I do make an effort. Awesome. So I've got the standard operating procedures checklist from ToLiss here, which I'll be following to get this aircraft set up and all ready to go. First thing it says is to make sure the engine master switches are all off, which they are. Engine mode selector is in the normal position. Weather radar switches are all off, which they are. Push, Shooter, or Shuey as we all know him, 20 months as a member as well. Is this the Airbus you love the most? I think I have a little bit more love for the A300 and A310, just because it's that sort of transition from Boeing. I mean, obviously it's a different company, but the A310, A300, I can pretty much jump in and see the similarity. But out of all the kind of, let's say, A320, A319s, A340, this is my favourite. It's so similar. I was just saying to the guys at Discord before the stream, jumping into the A340, I can't tell much difference between the A320 and A319, apart from the fact it's got 2 extra engines, and it feels like you're flying a much larger airplane. The roll is a lot slower, and the response to the controls. But yeah, this is my favourite modern Airbus. But all of the Airbuses, I have a bit of a thing for the A300, A310. Really like those. But thank you, Shuey, for your 20 months there. Tray table out, feet up. You got it, Peter Green. That is the Airbus way. Perfect. Weather radar, predictive switches are off. Landing gear lever, verify is in the down position. Let's get some electrical power to this aircraft. Let's squint a little bit here because it's dark. Where are the battery switches? There we are. Battery 1, battery 2, APU battery, external power B&A. Oh, look at that. It's clunked to life. Lights are all on. I think it's automatically put the dome lights on. Let's put it on storm just to make it a little bit brighter for us. There we are. We can turn the sounds up for now. Perfect. AC power's connected then. We won't start the APU at this stage. What is the temperature actually? It's probably quite chilly, to be fair. We'll imagine we have external air connected from the air bridge there. Robert, live time today? Yes, everything live. Live time, live weather. We're going to be doing a night flight to Moscow from Helsinki. Cockpit lighting then. Happy with how it's all set. We just need to turn up all the panel lighting. So PFD is turned up. ND is turned up. I do love the Airbus streams, guys, honestly, because well, I'm certainly understanding it more than I used to, even on the test sections today. I mean, it's descent, it's just descent and certain phases of descent. I'm not sure what it's doing or why is it doing these things at certain stages, but it's, you love me struggling, so we'll enjoy flying it for sure many more times in the future. What else was I going to say here? A300, A310, the only proper Airbus. Absolutely hate you steering one. Tim, 36 months as a member, 3 years. Makes me feel old. Maybe I'll treat myself to the scare bus as a treat. Maybe, Tim, you'd save yourself some money by always sending me quids. Thank you very much, Tim. 3 years, one of my oldest members on the channel. That's absolute balmy. Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't have any more custom emojis or ranks for you, so it's 2 years plus for the special alpaca badge. We'll perhaps find you a new ones in the future when they improve them there. Taylor Elf, frigid 3 degrees right now. So at airports like well, I say not airports like this. Most airports with air bridges, they'll have external air here, which can provide both conditioned and warm air into the aircraft. So imagine that's connected. That way I won't need to use APU, an APU bleed. Otherwise it'd be very cold in reality if it just got onto this aircraft straight away. Let's carry on here with the rest of the setup. So right, lighting's done. We've got all the screens turned up. Ecam pages on the door page. What's that? INOP system GPWS. Is that just because it's not turned on yet, perhaps? I haven't noticed that before. Anyway, let's go to the door page. Verify crew oxygen is 1850. Lots of amber lights. Cockpit oxygen regular, something low pressure. Well, hopefully by the time I've powered everything on, all these INOP systems will no longer be INOP. Let's hope. Well, imagine we check the hydraulics and the engine quantity. No technical problems. Modelled or expected today when I'm flying an aircraft like this. We need to charge the accumulator pressure slightly. I always remember how to do this one. So it's the blue standby electric pump on. You can hear it whizzing away there in the background, and we just wait until the accumulator pressure's in the green. There we are. So we've recharged the accumulator pressure. Turn that off and close the guard there. Oop, sounds like there's doors closing there in the background. Lauren, GPW set up until IRS alignment. Thank you very much for confirming. What's that noise? Oh, it's the music. Can you hear that? I thought it was something clicking in the background, like a door or something, and it's this song. My goodness, that's very funny. I forgot to turn up lighting here on this CDU as well. Excellent. So flight controls, verify the flaps are up, which they are. The flaps, levers in the up position and the indicators showing up, which is done. We charge the brake accumulator pressure. IRS mode selectors. Now, last stream, the manual says, you know, turn the navs on one at a time. Wait until the on-batten fault lights turned off. But someone said who's an engineer, you don't have to worry about that. You can just turn all of them onto nav, so straight away you don't have to wait until the on-band light extinguishes. So we've done that now. Lighting, let's have a look up here. So we've got nav and logo switched to 2, which will show us the nav lights. Means the aircraft's got AC power connected. We don't need any of the other lights on at this stage. Happy with the rest of the lighting here as well. Probe window heat switches go to auto at this stage. Environmental control system, landing elevation switches in auto. It's in auto, there we are, and all the switches are in the correct position. They should be. I haven't touched them. Fuel panel, turn on all the pumps now and verify all of the white off lights are off. So crew, oxygen, all of the 89,000 fuel pumps can now turn on, regardless if there's fuel in them or not. That is the Airbus way. And also the ground control switch can go to on as well. Perfect. Got to do some stuff here. I think the SID stop altitude's 4,000, but we'll get our clearance to verify that, of course. Oh yeah, turned up the FMC lighting here. So many things to turn up and turn on. There we are. Auto brake, we took that to RTO on the taxi out, and the trim we set out. Well, no, the trim sets itself, doesn't it? Very posh. And I think we're all good here. I think we're all ready to load now the flight management computer. Very good. Lauren, window probe heat is in auto unless it's turned on where it is on. Doesn't need to be left on. Oh, really? The ToLiss, I'm just following the ToLiss checklist. Just says turn on at this stage, so I'll follow that. Adam, you're currently 3D printing a Piper PA-28 and watching the stream simultaneously. I hope that's not a full-size one, Adam. You need quite a big, big printer for that. Oh, I'm guessing a model one of there. That's pretty cool. One of my friends has got a 3D printer, and he prints out all sorts of little things. He printed out a little case for my drone. I have a few drones. I've got a DJI Phantom 3 and a little micro drone with a heads-up display, which is pretty cool. I haven't flown it for a very long time now, but he made me a little case of his 3D printer, which is pretty cool. Perfect. Yeah, anyway, loading up the flight management computer. So I'll probably do this in the wrong order or miss out steps because it's not a 737 FMC. I'm sorry, someone said it's not called an FMC to me. It's an MCDU. I'll try and get it right today whilst we're Airbusing. Adam, a Model 1, of course. I thought so. Very good. Right, so first thing, go to init. We need to put some basic routing information in here. So let's bring up the operational flight plan. So we're cruising at 37,000 feet, 244 tons. It's the zero fuel weight's the same as I used last stream. Basically a full load of passengers with our config, 305 passengers. And as it's a busy VATSIM event potentially with all the Russian airports online, take an extra 30 minutes, which you guys are all used to be taking. And it's potentially low cloud base there as well. So Helsinki, Echo Foxtrot, Hotel Kilo. Routing to Moscow Vnukovo, however you pronounce that, I don't know. We all know what are the alternatives though. That's our favourite, Sheremetyevo, Uniform Echo. That's where we'll go if we can't get into Vnukovo. So alternates in. Our call sign today is Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey. Passengers on board 305. Cost an X12. I thought we'd go a little bit fast then. Cost an X12. 370 is the cruise. Do I have to put like that? I can't remember now. And the temperature at the top of climb will be 370 minus 63. Pretty cold. There we are. The rest is all in on the init page for now. So once I've done that, we go to the flight plan page. We're still aligning the RS, so we'll leave that there. Do I press align and reference? I don't think so. Anyway, we'll go to the flight plan page here. Hi Warland, hope you're doing well. Playing the FMGC, is it? Oh, I don't know. When you're watching the stream, when you are watching the stream in Helsinki Airport. Very cool, Lasgam, that's wicked. Pop the MCDU out by clicking on displays, and you can type into the MCDU rather than endless clicking. Oh, I quite like this. It's the way we do it in the Zebo mod sort of thing, though. Well, I know you can pop out all the screens there. Ooh, we got this eerie red look as well. How do I unpop it? There we are. Anyway, let's carry on. Helsinki. Let's grab the ATIS. See what runway we we can expect for departure here. So the 8 is online, 135075, which I will tune now with my Logitech radio tuning panel. Taking ages. 075. We'll just double check it's tuned down here anyway. 13. What's the frequency? 135075. Is that working? Yes. Just need to turn it up on Windows.
Level 70, heavy bird activity in vicinity of Helsinki.
Heavy bird activity.
Wind 240 degrees 4 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers. View at 300 feet. Temperature 2.3 QNH 992. Nozick. Advise on initial contact. You have information X-ray.
It's information X-ray.
This is Helsinki Vantaa arrival and departure information X-ray. At time 1650 Zulu, expect ILS approach arrival runway 15 clear and dry, departure runway 22 right clear and dry, transition level 70, heavy bird activity in vicinity of Helsinki Vantaa, wind 240 degrees 4 knots, visibility 10 kilometers, view at 300 feet, temperature 2.3.
So I've copied the 80s, guys. Information X-ray, 1650 Zulu, so about half an hour ago. ILS 15 for landing, departing on 22 right, which is where I'm expecting to depart. Transition level 70. Heavy birds in the vicinity. 2404 knots, 10k view at 303 degrees. So it's cold, but there's no visible moisture, so we're not in freezing conditions. So there'll be no requirement, obviously, to complete any associated checklist. But I'm talking 737 here. Wouldn't know what to do operating this in freezing conditions. What the profile or how it varies there. Anyway, a captain faulty. Does that mean lots of birds or just really fat birds? I'm not sure. Heavy birds. I've only ever heard birds in reality, but we'll imagine they're heavy birds. Matthew might just. What just might be the most useless thing in the 80s? Birds of Vicinity Airport, you don't say. Exactly, Matthew, there. I think you do have to press a line on reference. Oh, really, Adam? I'll wait. I'll load up the routing first, and if it's still doing that, saying that after the alignment, I'll make sure I did it. I can't remember if I did that on the last one. I'm pretty sure you're right, though. Right, so we can expect 22 right for departure. 22 right. Expected SID is a Koivu 3 Quebec, I believe. Let's go here. Koivu 3 Quebec. There we are. And so there's no transition, so I'll just put temporarily insert. So from Koivu, so Koivu Airways Yankee 123. I know someone's going to say in chat, oh, you could do it this way and do it that way, but this way I know works. It might be a little longer, but it works. So Larty Quebec 77 to Gonos. Now this is where I always get a little bit stuck, because after Gonos it's a direct. So I think last time I just put Notar in here. Oops. No, it doesn't seem to. So to do direct, the only way I could work out how to do it was to go temporarily insert, then go to Gonos, and then type in the next waypoint here, Notar. It's probably a much easier way of doing this, but next waypoint, Notar. There's 2 Notars in the database, one that's 170 miles away, one that's 5,254. I might bet some money on the fact it's not the bottom one, so we'll go for that one. Insert, and then from Notar I can then put the airways in as I was. November 609. So yeah, probably a little elongated this method, but it works. Ortok, November 609 to Livda. So I did mention last stream there's a plugin so you can actually generate or incorporate your Simbri flight plan straight in, which would be pretty cool. I should have looked into that. Otherwise it's just a lot of typing. Then it's to Bilru. Insert. I'll look at chat in a second to see what everyone's saying. There we are. Bilru. Lots there, GPS primary, so I think that's the iris alignment complete. The uniform whiskey arrival, Bilru 3 Bravo, expecting runway 24, just based off what I saw on flight radar before the stream. Bilru 3 Bravo, there's so many arrivals here, and the transition was via Rorok. So insert No discontinuities. It's taking us all the way to the runway. Happy days. Let's have a look at what chat said about my FMC entry there. 94 days. You can indeed do it this way. Alternative, you are free to try it that way. I love it. Yes, the Airways page is only for Airways. Got you. So the only way to put a direct in. So you had that point there between where the airway, where we need to connect two different airways, a direct. The only way to do it is to go to that page, is it? I love the fact you can't enter direct on the Airways page. No pilots ever. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Quasimodo, you don't actually have to punch in both airway and waypoint, just waypoint if you're direct, or just airway if you are on one. I think that's the same with certain 737s as well. Max rank, yeah, just enter the airways. It'll auto-populate waypoints. If it's a direct waypoint, then just enter that on the right. I tried that one, though, for a direct waypoint. Max didn't like it. Maybe it was something I missed there. Yes, that is the only way. You just don't need to put the intersections in. Only airways. Well, we got it in. Not FMC, MCDU. Yes, 3, 2, 1, Sean. I'm sorry. Right, so we've got all the routing in anyway. No discontinuities. Let's just make sure we have... Yeah, there's the SID terminating at Koivu. There it is. Perfect. Looking good. So, once we've done the routing, it's then to the flight plan you have done. Enter the winds. Okay, so flight plan. I don't know how well modelled this is with the ToLiss, but it says any waypoint prior to where your SID terminates, do that. And, no, it's not that one. It's the other line select key. Access wind data. Request winds. It just seems to put winds in, but they're never existent. So next page I'll just put the average wind here at flight level 370 for the cruise, just to get a little bit more accurate information regarding ETA and fuel burn. So 370 we'll reach that point here. Only 15 minutes after departure, apparently. That's quite a quick climb. 244 at 73. Nice. There we are. And descent winds I'll do later on. So that's done. It says then radio nav page verify you have the correct frequency set for departure. So we've got 2 Helsinki VORs tuned. That's fine. Otherwise I think it's an RNAV SID. And then we need to do the init B page. So init B. And I need this little special plug-in here, don't we? There we are. So here's the ToLiss Interactive Simulation Control System. Love that. 305 passengers. Distribution, well, they're all sat, so the CG's in the middle. 10 tons of cargo. I'll apply those load settings. 23.2 tons of fuel. So regarding the fuel planning, I just set that up prior to the stream. We needed a minimum block of 19.2. It burns 7.7 tons now. Let's call that 8 tons. I've just whacked on 4 tons on top of 19.2. So that should be 23.2, which you can see is down here. So that's all done. So we need to put the zero fuel weight in, which is zero fuel weight 226 tons. And the CG, oh, I need to select flat 3, isn't it? And we won't use toga thrust. CG is 26.0. Lovely. Block fuel 23.2. It's got information. Flight time's coming in. 1 hour 35 is exactly what we're expecting. I think about 1 hour 30. 30 minutes extra fuel, or 27 minutes. That's our fin res. That's our fuel to get to alternate 2.5, which is just a straight line, I guess, to Sheremetyevo because I didn't put any routing in. That's it. Performance we now need to do. So V speeds will be 150. 150 and 154. Transition altitude, well, it was 70 for the transition level. I'll leave it at 5,000, that's fine. Flaps will be 3, so that's going to be 3 slash the up 3.4. And if I remember rightly, after you've started the last engine, it sets this automatically, the trim for you. Flex temperature, you've got to put an F, haven't you? F, 45 degrees. Ah, beautiful. I've loaded it up. There we are. Oh, 0. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Once 0 fuel weight CG. Ah, whoops. Thanks, guys. Next page, wasn't it? Yep. Excellent. Very well spotted, guys. You've just testing you, of course. Well done. Thank you. Should be 226.0/23.1. Perfect. Excellent. Good job. I read the chat periodically. Zentai, the requested winds don't work with active sky. Ah, okay, very good. Stands for trimmable horizontal stabilizer. Thanks, Der Cakeman. Excellent, excellent. Right, happy we've got that all in now. Perfect. Right, so FMS I think is all loaded. I don't need to set anything here on the MCP. Whatever it is, it's all done. Next is the startup preparation. So get the APU started and we'll get our clearance and we'll be out of here. Not doing bad for time at all. So master switch on. I think you have to wait a short while before you can start it. We've got just the tower online, I think, so let's get those guys tuned up. You can hear me rotating all the frequencies. Oh, it's still spinning. There we are, so that is tuned.
Aeroflot 390, you are cleared to destination via runway 22 right. Koivu 3 November departure, squawk 0.
So he got a Koivu 3 November, so we might get that as well. Might have to change the SID. Good before we refuel.
Kilo 3 November departure, squawk 0314 and information Kilo
Aaron,
992.
don't bother changing the zero fuel SID. You just bump some people from coach to first. We'll just move passengers around. Actually, that's something we do at operator. So if the if you book, everyone has a pre-assigned seat and the aircraft's quite light, there's not a full load of passengers. CG can be out of limits, so we just have to move passengers around. And you'd be quite surprised at how much just moving 2 passengers from, say, the forward of the aircraft to the midsection, or vice versa, moving passengers from the midsection to the rear, you'll be surprised at how much that could affect the trim on the 737. You look at a 737 and the size of it.
Minimums, approaching minimums.
I'll just wait until we grab the clearance a bit because it's busy. Yeah, you think about the length of a 737, but its weight is about 45 tons empty. You compare that to a large, fully loaded lorry, it's not that much difference. So actually moving 2 passengers from, say, the forward part of the aircraft, from the midsection to the front or the back, can make a big difference to get our trim back in limits. So if you're ever on a 737 and right before you push back, the cabin crew say, look, do you mind if you move forward? And the aircraft's quite empty. Do you mind moving forward by 8 rows? It is making a big difference on the trim there. Captain Monster, thank you very much for your continued support as a member. How long is that now? You've got your captain's stripe, so at least 12 months. Thank you very much. He's saying, where's the text? Well, I don't know. I don't know why it's not come up, but thank you very much, Captain Monster. If you want to put your text in below, I'll have a read of that. Amazing. Thank you. Vanguard, touching some buttons right, Captain. Yeah, exactly. Was there something wrong with the words trim setting, or do the French just want to be hot? Have you? Outrageous comment. We get the APU started now. Better pushback, we'll order that. Now, on the test sector, here's my pre-planned pushback from the test sector. It went absolutely crazy. It just went all over the place, started spinning around in circles. I'd never seen better pushback done that before, so I just cancelled the plugin. I pressed stop, but still didn't do anything, and it actually was okay. So I'm gonna definitely not use the previous one and just get it connected first.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
All right, Mr. Monotone. I like how he's actually using the road. Very cool. The Mega Tug is here today. Only tower online, so he's having to deal with clearances, takeoff clearances, taxi as well. I thought there was an event here in Helsinki. I'd have expected more than just a tower and an approach frequency for a VATSIM event.
Alpha Kite 6 Yankee, Helsinki Tower.
Ah yes, the better pushback darts, as Captain Faulty. Tug drivers are especially drunk when pushing back ToLisses, especially A340. Interesting.
Yankee, Helsinki Tower.
He's calling out back. Welcome to Helsinki, not until 1800 Zulu.
Are closed, ready to connect.
I got the time zone up there. Genuinely, Lauren, I thought it started at 1700. Oh my goodness me. I genuinely thought it was 1700 Zulu. Damn it. Oh, no wonder. Oh man, that's really a a bit annoyed with myself there. Right, we'll try and grab our clearance.
Packet to Golf 7049 is waiting for pushback.
Poor, yeah, that's poor tower controller. How many aircraft are here?
To Golf, yeah, there's a text pilot now behind you. I'm trying to get him to move, so I'll let you know in 1 minute. Thank you.
I think that's that guy there requesting push and start.
And what was the
Not too
first
bad.
station asking for clearance Helsinki Tower?
Is there anyone there?
It was lot P2.
Lot.
Lot 3 to...
We can wait for 30 minutes. Oh, to be fair, I've got nothing planned this evening. I do have something planned. I've got a lot of ironing to do. I've just had some annual leave off work and I'm back to work tomorrow.
So many aircraft at the moment. Stand by.
Oh dear, guys. So there's a bit of poor planning on my half of the time then. I mean, we can't always squeeze in live streams there, but I do try and do VATSIM, well, try and attend VATSIM events because we have the full ATC because we have a lot of people that join in on the flights, you see. So he just said stand by. I might just have to hold on for a short while, guys. Lauren, hit the constraints button to see constraints. Roger. There we are.
Last station calling stand by. Break.
Ironing, you're living the dream. Thanks, Greg. Guys, great news, everyone. Whilst we're waiting here for things to get perhaps hopefully a little bit quieter, I have ordered my new PC. I've ordered my new PC. It is being built as we speak. I don't know how long I'll take. I think I only ordered it 3 or 4 days ago. Yeah, at the moment they're saying the build is about 3 to 4 weeks. So hopefully here before Christmas and set up. So yeah, really looking forward to that. I've got all the specs here if you want to see them as well. A bit of help from some people, some members who tell me what graphics card to get, because you guys know I'm not very computer savvy, so it should be good to keep me, you know, FPS high for years to come. Rudy, what company did you order your PC from? I ordered it from Chill Blast because I currently have a Chill Blast PC, the Aero Destiny, which I've had for 4.5 years. And it's been fantastic. I've had no problems with it. Only Windows related issues, not so much the PC itself. So I suppose a little bit of loyalty towards the brand because it's been good. But I actually got in contact with Chill Blast, and I didn't ask for a discount because they don't need to. They've got so many parts there. But I asked them if they'd be interested in making a custom case, okay, in return for promoting it, and they said yes. So Chill Blast have a Chill Blast Me service. I think it's about £250–300, and they'll basically wrap your case in your own design or design something for you. So I'm going to have a flight deck to sim themed, aviation themed case. It's going to be awesome. Andy Holman, thank you very much for your £18.77 donation.
Happy holidays.
Thank you. And of course I need to mention to all my American friends, probably not many of them will be able to watch the live stream today, happy Thanksgiving as well. Obviously us in Europe we carry on right until Christmas, but happy Thanksgiving to all my American friends. I don't know if I don't think that's the case for you, Andy, but in case anyone from America is here, yes, happy Thanksgiving again. Cool. So I've just turned, it's gone very quiet on free. I've just been kicked off VATSIM again. What? So something I've noticed with Explain at the moment why I really need a new PC, and I think it's primarily to do with enhanced skyscapes. I'm not having so much FPS issues, but I'm suffering a little bit from lag, and it means all my Windows programs in the background, whilst running a very slow...
All other stations I will get back to you with the clearance.
Oh dear, guys. All the other Windows programs in the background run extremely slowly or in a staggered fashion, and it's causing FPS issues. Well, not FPS issues, but the performance of the PC seems to be dropping off. So yeah, the sooner I get my new PC, the better. Cool. So guys, yeah, if you just joined the stream, we're all ready to go. It's so busy here in Finland. I stupidly got my times muddled up. I thought the VATSIM event started at 5, it starts at 6, and obviously everyone's joined in here. The controllers literally just said 15 seconds ago, guys, I'll get back to you. Stand by if you're waiting for clearance. So I'm not going to add to his pressure, and I'll ask for clearance, you know, straight away if he's told everyone else to wait there. So yeah, apologies for that. I'll try and make sure I start at the beginning of the VATSIM event next time. Zenta, the A340-6 does impact FPS quite a bit more than on release from my experience. So it's not so much the FPS. My FPS is fine, but everything is slow. So if I'm moving the mouse here, there's a little bit of a delay with regards to if I hear me push the button on the keyboard. Look, see how there's a slight delay from it moving? Not all the time, but sometimes there is, and it's just making everything in the background running quite slow there. So yes. You want to see my new PC specs?
What was the last station for clearance, Helsinki Tower?
I put them in here. There we are. So here is my PC I've ordered. It's not going to be in this colour. It's just a generic case they have here. So it's going to be 12th gen, brand new 12th generation Intel iCore processor. It's an i7 12700K. I was told the i9 gives you a little bit more performance, but not worth the sort of expense in overheating it. Well, not overheating so much, but it runs a lot hotter. So I was told the i7 is more than sufficient. It's the one below the i9, obviously. There's the power slide. It's a 3080. Again, price for a 3090 was an additional £1,000. I mean, this graphics card alone was expensive. For a 3090, it was an additional £1,000. So I thought, I was told a 3080 will be more than sufficient. 10GB 1030 RTX card. So that's what's in it. That's the case. It will be in white, but the case might change to accommodate the design. It's got one of those motherboards, one of those CPU coolers, 16GB of RAM. The main hard drive is the main thing I wanted to change is 2GB, so this is the main OS drive where I'll store X-Plane Microsoft Flight Simulator, because the current one I have is half a terabyte, so this is 4 times the size. And then this one is actually to store my games, and then I'll just have, as I do already, my 4 terabyte Ortho drive attached to that. So yes, that's my PC. Very excited to receive it. So and then hopefully for you guys watching, it'll be a better experience as well. I won't have the performance issues or something. So yes, I got a 5% off the Black Friday sale. So if you're interested in Chill Blast, I've not been told to say this either, but they're offering a 5% discount at the moment for Black Friday. But they very kindly said they'd upgrade my case or custom design a case for me for free, so I'm really looking forward to that. Right, we'll try and grab our clearance now as well. FW, what's your block time? Well, flight time's about hour 30, block time will be about 1 hour 50.
Alpha 125 clearance, correct.
Brad should get 64GB RAM. I was told there's not much point upgrading to 64. Rezex63 Moses as a member, my friend from Wales. Hello, sorry I can't stay, just wanted to say hi. Have a great flight. Thank you very much, Rezex, for your 3 months as a member. Thank you very much indeed. 3080 is the best bang for buck. Interesting. Yeah, like I said, I got a lot of help. You know, I was sort of defaulting to just getting things with the biggest numbers, but I was told no, it's not always the case. You know, the 3090 you get a huge performance increase over the 3080. Paying a lot more money for that as well. Thank you, Cree. Oh, that's very kind, man.
Contribution towards the new Space Shuttle Fund. Correction, I meant PC.
Well, I've already ordered. Thank you, Cree. I've already ordered it, but I'll put that towards perhaps a new piece for it. Thank you, Cree. Very kind of you.
095, QNH 99, QNH 709.
709, clearance, correct.
Alright, I'll try and get clearance in.
Alpha 2 Golf, stand by.
It's just trying to find the right time. To request it, because if he's telling everyone to stand by, because we would have ready, we would have been taxiing out by now if it wasn't for the fact it was so busy.
Alpha 125, stand 42, request pushing start.
This poor tower controller.
Alpha 125, stand by.
I was telling everyone to stand by. I really want to ask clearance, but I'm not that sort of. In reality, yes, of course we would, but this guy's maxed out controlling all this aircraft. Jason, what was the total price? So I got a discount. It was 2.5.
Alpaca 125. Pushback and startup is approved, facing.
And that was with a Black Friday discount. And I know I probably could have got it for less money if I built it myself or something like that. But the beauty is Chill Blast offer 5-year warranty.
And what was the other station calling for taxi or pushback?
As well, and plus they got the custom case design as well.
For taxi.
I'll try and get us out of here as soon as possible, guys.
Golf, taxi to holding point Zulu Golf via Alpha Kilo, Victor Kilo.
That's quickly converted, Jason. Freedom bucks. God, I watched a really funny film here the other day. It's from the 80s. It's called They Live. Have you ever seen that film, They Live? It's a bit of a cult classic now, but when it came out, no one really watched it. It's got one of the WWF wrestlers in it. From the late 80s. It's called They Live. It's really weird. It talks about how the elite are all aliens trying to control us, and he put these special sunglasses on. You could see that US dollars said something else, like a lot of subliminal messaging things.
Facing northeast.
John Carpenter, that's it. Yeah, really cool film.
Airbus push approved facing northeast.
Epic fight scene in it. Tower, good day, Alpaca 3. See, the problem is my push to talk button, because of the Windows lag here, it sometimes doesn't always come in. No, not a 3090, 3080 sim captain. The 3090, put it this way, the graphics card for the 3080 was £1,100. For the 3090 it was nearly £2,000. It was absolutely balmy. My push to talk button's not working. This is the problem with my PC. Like everything in the background. Why is my? Oh, I know why. It's actually kicked me off VATSIM again. Yeah. So I'm so happy I've got this PC on order, guys. This is the reason. It's just working. My current one's working so hard at the moment. James Monks, thanks for the 13 months. Finally got a few hours off baby duties for flying. Glad I got out early in my A340 ST. Excellent, very nice. We've not flown the Beluga for a while. Excellent, James Monks. Have a safe flight. Thank you very much. Your 13 months as a member. Really appreciate
Victor,
it.
Pushback and startup is approved. Facing
enjoy your dinner, Jammin.
northwest. Pushback startup approved facing northwest. That can be a fight heading.
God, I'm having problems with my push to talk button here because of the performance. It's not the FPS, it's just everything is like input laggy. I have to jump out to get my clearance, I think.
Negative 6055.
6055.
Tower, very good day. Alpaca 3, Mike Whiskey. On stand Whiskey 44 whenever ready to copy departure clearance. Oh, my push to talk button stuck down. So annoying.
Okay, Alpaca 3, Mike Whiskey. You are cleared to destination via runway 22 right. Koivu 3, November departure, squawk 0361. QNH 992.
Cleared to Moscow on the runway 22 right. The Koivu 3 November departure, squawk 0381 confirm and 992 QNH. I think that
Lufthansa 290 Charlie, ready for taxi.
Oh, I'm having real performance issues with VATSIM. But it's not VATSIM, it's my PC. So I think, can anyone confirm the squawk? Because I think I was stepped on when I was reading it back. So 992, we just need to change the SID over. I think that was 0381. For some reason I wrote like 8, but a 0, I don't even know why I wrote it like that. Airbus 0.
Finnair 709er, you already have been cleared for pushback.
0361, thanks Vanguard. Why I wrote like an 8 like an idiot, I don't know.
Okay, my mistake.
Right, so I can disconnect the ground power. APU bleed on.
Aeroflot 390.
Actually, let's warm it up slightly, so cockpit cabin, I'll turn it up here slightly.
Sorry, my mistake. Aeroflot 390, pushback and startup is approved now.
Yeah, we should change this over. So, Koi View, 3 November.
Copy that, push approved, facing northeast, Aeroflot 390.
So,
okay, and Winner 709er,
departure.
way to Aeroflot on your right side.
And it's now Koi View 3 November.
After he has taxied behind you, pushback and startup is approved, facing northeast.
Insert.
Give away to Airfloat and...
There we are, no discontinuities, and we now have the Koi View 3 November. So let's just have a quick briefing of our taxi and charts,
Correct.
and then the SID chart, and then we'll get out of here. Koi View 3 November. I'm so annoyed, guys, about the fact that I started this stream an hour too early for the VATSIM event. Oh my goodness. So we're on Whiskey 44 pushback. Now, because of the width of the wings here, quite limited to where we can taxi, so I think here there was an apron chart here that says we can't I'll show you, hold on.
Finnair 1 Juliet Golf, stand by. There are 3
there we are. I'm not 100% sure of the code for the A340. Code F, I think, is you know, you're talking your wide-body jet, so anything with a wingspan in excess of 55 or 60 meters or so. So we have to probably push back in this direction because we'll see whatever VATSIM say. I mean, I'm happy to go out via Victor Hotel, but look, very limited. You can't taxi on any aprons here because of the width of the aircraft. So pretty much the green line's the only taxiways we can use. But I'm not 100% sure what the code is for the A340. Anyway, yeah, the SID then a little bit different now.
Runway 22 left at Zulu Delta, yes.
Just make sure this is correct.
Alpha 22 Golf via Zulu Golf, cross runway 22 left, continue taxi to holding point.
Oh no, arrow. The arrows on an Airbus are all broken, aren't they? So straight ahead, 3 miles Helsinki, right turn 451, and then 926 max 250 knots. There we are. Just verify the SID stop altitude. Initial climb cruise 4,000 feet.
Wind 220 degrees 5 knots.
4,000 feet. There we are.
Clear for takeoff. After departure, contact Helsinki radar on 119.1.
I feel really bad for the controller
Thank you very much. We are clear for takeoff.
I mean, not everyone here is obviously people doing their own thing, but I've obviously overworked him because he's on his own. He's done a great job. Anyway, I think we're all good to go now. If I've forgotten anything major, let me know in the Airbus. APU started. Oh, I know what I didn't do prior to the APU, to do the fire tests. You always do that before starting it. So before you start engines or the APU, make sure you do your fire tests. Yeah, otherwise I think we're all good to go.
Lot 32 Whiskey, give way to an aircraft taxiing from your right to left. Then taxi to holding point Zulu Delta via Alpha Charlie and Alpha Delta. Hold short runway 22 left.
Okay, after the passing traffic, taxi to holding point
Busy,
Zulu
busy.
Delta via Alpha Charlie, Alpha Delta, and hold short to Lot 3 to Whiskey and Airbus. You're expecting runway 22 right, okay?
Yes, you should expect runway 22 right for departure.
Roger, thanks.
And Tower Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey stand Whiskey 44 request push and start.
There were 2 stations at once. Who was asking clearance for taxi?
That was Alpaca 125.
Well prioritised.
Welcome.
Alpaca 125, taxi to holding point Zulu Golf via
Thanks, services, Grant.
Alpha Hotel and Zulu.
Alpha Hotel Zulu to holding point Zulu Golf, Alpaca 125.
Tower Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey stand 44 request push and start.
Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, push and start is approved, facing southeast.
Push and start approved facing southeast, Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey. Perfect. So push start approved, facing
Aeroflot 390.
southeast. So, oh, let me just get the charts out again. So that's the correct. Oh no, what's southeast? We say southwest. I'm losing the plot today.
Hold short runway 22 left.
Southeast would technically be like.
Body point Zulu Delta
must be southwest.
Alpha Charlie Alpha Delta. Hold short 22 left. Aeroflot 390.
That's because it's the only way we can go anyway.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
This guy.
Alpaca 101, taxi to holding point Zulu Delta via Alpha Delta. Give way to Aeroflot coming from your left.
So I've got to be careful here because last time I did this, there was a beluga there. Last time I did this, the ToLiss went absolutely crazy. So. Right, hopefully that's enough to not upset it.
Tow connected and release pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Hold short runway.
Did he?
To right.
I'm just getting my. Yeah, you're right. That was northeast. Sorry, that is the wrong way. I was getting my orientation wrong. You know. Oh, now what do I do? Is it stop pushback? Oh no.
Lufthansa 29 Charlie.
How do I reset it now?
Runway 22 left. Continue taxi to holding point Whiskey Golf. Hold short runway 22 right.
If I press, because I think if I press stop, it gets rid of everything, doesn't it? Have to stop then reconnect. Are you joking?
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Yeah, I was looking. The problem was I was looking at my chart on my iPad in front of me, in the wrong orientation, and then I pushed back the face the wrong way. Oh, for goodness sake! Quasimodo, you requested pushback for Stand 44, not Whiskey 44. Is that a difference? It's unusual to see that. I mean, reconnect.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
There we are, that's better.
And was there some station requesting departure clearance?
There we are. Yeah, they need to update that. I can't remember what I was saying now. No, Quasimodo, yeah, technically Whiskey 44.
Tow connected and release pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Beacons on. What else do I need to do? I think that's it. Release parking brake for this stage. There we are, on our way. Oh, that was a big of a delay. Was it 55 minutes, guys? Oh. I mean, we were ready to go 25 minutes ago. Remember what I said? Oh my goodness me, it's already not looking good.
Okay, Pinner,
we're going to keep a close eye on this, right? Starting the engines then, so... Yeah, sorry for the delay about that.
Are you ready to
so
push back
ignition
right now?
Start.
Fully ready, yes.
And now starting engines 1 and 2.
Okay, Pinner, 1 Juliet Golf, push and start is approved.
Does that sound like Dracula?
Push and start approved, face northeast, 1 Juliet Golf.
Lot 32 Whiskey via Zulu Delta. Cross runway 22.
Where are we going?
Taxi to holding point.
I swear... No, it was this way now, wasn't it? Yeah.
Right.
Right, starting engines then. So, 2 first, and then 10 seconds later we can start engine number 1.
Alpaca 125.
Causing chaos here.
Cross runway 22 left, continue taxi to holding point Whiskey Golf.
And now starting engine number 1.
Right.
That's cool. Love it, jet over.
Lufthansa 29 Charlie, please verify your squawking mode, Charlie.
Okay, seems to have done it this time. Fine. Actually, it reminds me.
Thank you.
Last time I left it on standby, didn't I?
390, follow the aircraft in front of you, cross runway 22 left, continue taxi to holding point Whiskey Delta.
So, 2's fired up.
And Whiskey
There's engine number 1. The available, does that mean for AC power?
Alpaca 101, follow the Aeroflot Airbus.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Continue taxi to holding point Whiskey Delta.
Brilliant. Parking brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Reminds me of the hood from Thunderbirds. Right,
all stations,
starting engines 3 and 4.
Switching workstations now. All stations, Helsinki Tower is switching workstations, so there will be 1 minute silence.
Well done.
Thank you.
Perfect. Starting engine 3 and 4. Yeah, available means generators online. Cool, Lauren, thank you. My order is 3214. Your operator may vary. I love it. You can just start multiple engines at once. Although it wasn't quite 10 seconds between the two. And you just move that lever. There's nothing else. You have to insert fuel. I mean, I guess you're obviously monitoring all the instruments because it's a Rolls Royce. There's entry.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Mr. Presnagging from the UK. Brilliant. Thank you. I'm not Haggard. The Thrustmaster it's just come at the wrong time. It's my last day off after annual leave. It arrived today. I'm working tomorrow. Plan is on Saturday I'm going to record the unboxing and hopefully the reveal and my thoughts and flying. I'm going to do some takeoffs and landings at the Zebo. I'll tell you what I think about it and maybe a circuit. Cool. So bypass pin seen. So after engine starts, we need to move the engine mode selector to normal. APU bleed to off. There we go. Arm the ground spoilers. That is armed. Reset the rudder trim by pushing the rudder reset button, even if it reads 0. So there we are. Reset. Set the flap lever. So flaps to 3. There we are. Set the pitch trim as desired. So I think that's done that automatically, hasn't it? Yeah, you go. Trim to 3 point whatever it was. I think it does that as soon as you put the start switch to on. I always miss it, but there you are, it's now set. Engine wing anti-ice is required, we're not in icing or freezing conditions. APU master switch to off. And check that all slides are armed on the door panel. And doors are closed, they are. Taxi checklist complete, so quick. So move that to taxi, and runway turn off lights on. Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, request taxi.
Last aircraft calling, say call sign only.
And Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey.
Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, hello there. Taxi, Alpha Juliet Zulu, left to Zulu Golf, hold short to the left.
Taxi, Alpha Juliet Zulu, and hold Zulu Golf, hold short runway 22 left, Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey. So, we push back here, Alpha Juliet is here, onto Zulu, and then up to Zulu Golf, holding short at 22 left, so happy with that. So releasing the brakes, there we are, and, oh my goodness, we are going left. We are going left, full right, full right, full right. Where are we going? My goodness, does that have to push back? Better push back sometimes. Just add a little bit of thrust. It's a little bit too much thrust there, and we're on our way. So, the taxi camera, I'll show you briefly, at night, it's a bit pointless. You just see sort of like the aircraft with a lot of static, so I'll leave that off.
Switching to 119.1. Lufthansa 29 Charlie Heavy. Bye bye.
If 1 Juliet Golf, where are you calling a while ago?
Sorry, say again. 1 Juliet Golf.
So just want to make sure.
1 Juliet Golf, where are you calling me a while ago?
Just want to make sure this is the correct turn
Affirmative,
here.
taxi, 1 Juliet Golf.
1 Juliet Golf, Roger, taxi left Alpha Delta, Zulu Delta, hold short to the left.
Is here, so that, yeah, sorry, I was, yeah, you know what I'm urging to use, just want to make sure this is the right turn. Taxi cam light seems are not. Why are we not going? Trying to get my views all right. There we are. Sorry about that. There we are. Over to Zulu. Predicted wind shear and weather radar on as well. Is that before taxi, Lauren, or at the whole point before takeoff? I mean, on the 7.3 we only turn on weather radar after you've lined up on the runway. But I will turn it on as soon as I'm in a straight line. And we're looking now for Zulu Golf. That's a little better for us, so it's a third on the left
Follow company.
There's a helicopter there, it's pretty cool. So let's turn on the weather radar. So system 1, predictive wind shear auto, tilt +5. And I think it's locked on to weather. There we are. I'm enjoying the night flight setting though, it's been a while since we've done one of these. Cool, so guys, if you just joined, thank you very much. We are running about 20 minutes behind schedule. That poor VATSIM controller was bombarded because I got my times muddled up with the Helsinki VATSIM event. We're leaving as it's just starting now. But yeah, unfortunately, it causes workload to be off the scale, but we're on our way now. Next left Zulu Golf. Oh god, I forgot to put the seatbelt sign on. Yeah, and I forgot to put the no llama switch on. Unbelievable. How can an Airbus crew forget that? Well spotted. People are flopping through the cabin.
Yes, sir, we have 55 Victor, winds 230 degrees 4 knots, 2 to right, clear for takeoff with airborne contact, radar 119.1. Good day.
So to right, clear for takeoff after departure 119.1, it's Serbia 5 to Victor, thank you, good night.
God, that was yeah.
And 2524, clear to
Here's the whole point. There's a Cat 2, Cat 3 hold point, so we can actually go up to the Cat 1 hold point because there's no LVPs in force. But otherwise, we need clearance because that is an active runway.
November, squawk 1221, Norlight 252.
Yeah, that one's coming up, Shuey. I've got the rest of the check. I haven't even started the before takeoff checklist yet, so I think that does all the flight control checks and whatnot.
Cross to left, continue Whiskey Delta to 1.2 to right, Pinay 1 traffic.
And Alpaca 3 might.
Tower lock, Papa 125,
That was everyone there. Locked.
Victor, Charlie Papa 125, line up and wait, runway 22 right.
What does it mean alerts muted? Yeah, so any alerts for donations or subscriptions won't ding because it's sort of like a critical phase.
Whiskey, cross 22 left, straight ahead to Whiskey Golf, hold short 22 right.
22 left, straight ahead to Whiskey Golf, hold short 22 right, Alpaca 3 white whiskey. So we've been cleared across the active runway. So parking rate released, and we'd confirm with Jim, yeah, clear right, clear left, there's other aircraft crossing as well, and we turn the strobes on as well to increase visibility. As soon as we've finished crossing the active runway, we'll complete the rest of the checklist. So Whiskey Golf is here.
1242, welcome to Helsinki. Taxi straight ahead, right, Alpha Delta 2, stand 15.
No problem, Shuey. I like it, guys. I love it when you guys are my eyes and ears. You are the first officer sat next to me.
Good evening, Tower.
In most cases, captains. I'm not saying FOs are incompetent, but your ability and knowledge of flying these aircraft is far greater than mine.
Yankee, requesting IFR clearance to Vnukovo, Russia.
Excellent. Right, now let's do our little checks here then. So, brake check, flight control check. Flight controls, where are you?
Squawk 2255, and it's the
So elevator.
Full back. November departure routing via 22 right.
Full left. Full right. Quick rudder check because I have it assigned to my tiller. There we are. Rudder's all checked as well. So flight controls have been done.
Clear for takeoff runway.
What a brake to
right,
max.
when airborne 119.1 Alpha 125.
And
Thank you.
tell the cabin we are ready. And takeoff config as well. Yeah, emergency exit lights not armed either. There we are. Ooh, get back on the green line. There we are. ECAM, no blue. All green is the Airbus. Wait, oh yeah, strobe lights off, thanks. That's why there's two of us. There we are. So before takeoff check's complete. And we've got Aeroflot, LOT, and Alpaca Airways are the whole point here. About to be sucked up by a Rolls-Royce Trent engine. Oh, there we go. been working on your V1 impressions, Captain Faulty. Rootin' tootin'. Hey y'all. There you go. Whiskey Golf straight ahead. So again, at airports like this, you notice that big red circle here, hotspots, a lot of confusion potentially on which taxiway you need to be at here. So you've got Whiskey Hotel, and we're already on Whiskey Golf, but there's the whole point coming up straight ahead. He's very lucky he's now got ground online. And bring it to a stop there. So parking brake is set, and we're just advise when we're ready to go. Clapstone, how can I get the Alpaca livery for the Zibo mod? So what I do, Clapstone, is because the links, not often, but they sometimes change as the guys that make them update the links. Or change them from files. I don't often post them in the video description. On some of them I do. But if you ever want to be in the livery that I'm flying in during the stream, use the command !livery. If you have a look at any live stream at the chat, especially at the start, I can guarantee you most streams in the first 10 minutes someone's asked for the link for that livery, and it'll be in the chat as opposed to the video description. But no, the Zibo mod, if you look at the last Zibo stream, well, not actually the members one, because Nightbot doesn't work on unlisted streams, the private ones I do, but on any public one, you'll find the link there.
Runway to practice for takeoff from the airport, contact 119 Thank you, goodbye, nice evening, that's great.
Awesome. Oh, I've just been disconnected again. Oh, I can't wait for this new PC, guys. And it's not an FPS. It's not FPS, guys. FPS is fine. It's 4050. It's just the lag with. I think it's enhanced. The enhanced skyscapes or whatever it's called. Is it called that? I always forget. It's causing issues. I'm getting a lot of dropped frames according to Streamlabs as well. I've had 16 issues with cuts out the frequency. Yeah, that's all online again now. I've got no ortho or external scenery either. Maybe it's the just sim scenery. I don't know. Cities. Lauren, stop it! I know that's what you did last time. Kind of new piece of probably won't help that. Probably not. Did you deselect draw clouds? Actually, I do have clouds on, but maybe whilst it's night, I can just go for high performance. There we go. Captain, don't. Sounds like you need an internet upgrade. No, it's not the internet, Captain Faulty. My internet's very strong here. My upload is about 60 meg per second. Downloads 200. Alpaca 3 might. It's not. My push to talk's not working. Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, holding point 22 right, ready for departure in sequence.
Victor Charlie Papa 3 Mike Whiskey, stand by, your number 2.
So number 2. Actually, that's helped a lot. That's helped significantly. Yeah, no lag now. So yeah, these clouds are great. Certain times, not all the time. I think it's how Active Sky is generating the weather as well. It's causing a lot of input lag. So it's not so much the FPS. It's just those clouds can really make things laggy, and that causes issues with VATSIM. But I could, yeah, it's completely stopped now by knocking the clouds down. So it's not. I don't know if I'm going to help me in chat, but it's not so much the FPS impact. The FPS is fine, but it just makes everything slow. And now, even now, I've noticed now I can move windows on my second monitor. So before that, everything on Windows slows down. Any pages I have, the VATSIM client, the volume controls. If I move it, it just says not responding before, and now it's not doing it anymore. Oh, right, I haven't really looked at the SID detail. So, it's an Airbus, it's going to do everything for me. I just need to click the thrust lever and climb. And oh yes, if you don't put the tray table out as well, probably get ejected. That's for that Alpaca. What's that for me? Sorry, was that Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey?
3 Mike Whiskey, line up and wait runway 22.
line up and wait, 22 right, Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey. Too busy looking at the SID here. So getting cleared to line up and wait. So yeah, straight ahead 2.5 right turn, stop altitude 4000, which is set on the MCP, whatever it is, and it'll do it for me. Right, anyway, we've been cleared to line up and wait, so before takeoff, obtain takeoff clearance, advise the cabin crew, which we've done already. Pack 1 and 2 off if required, it's not. Start ignition switch on engine mode if required, it's not, because there's no standing water, heavy rain. Lighting, so landing light on, strobes on, nose to takeoff. Is that on takeoff? There we are. Nav logo light 2 on. Oh, we've got approach lights on the runway. Oh, lovely. And transponder to TAR. There we are, check's complete.
Alright, 2524 cross 22 left, taxi straight ahead to Whiskey Delta, hold short 2.
So yeah, oh, don't forget this airplane is extremely long. The main gear is a fair distance behind you, so you need to overshoot the centre line quite a lot when you're lining up.
Traffic status information, Alpha QNH 0909.
Yeah, look, even now I could have gone more across. QH 992 set. There we are, pointing in the right direction. All ready to go. Parking brake is set for now. Volumes are all turned up. Very nice. High bloodline, right on time. You can see me coming off the jet left wing, running from the terminal. Very cool.
Papa 3 Mike Whiskey, winds 240 degrees 4 knots, 2 to right, clear for takeoff with airborne, contact radar 119.1, good day.
Runway 22 right, cleared takeoff, airborne 119.1, Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, bye. Perfect. Should we go, guys? Parking brake released. And timing. Run 50%. Get ready for Toga. Flex. Flex. So it says 50% N1, about there. That'll do. Set takeoff thrust. Man, flex 45. SRS runway green. No blue. Light forward pressure. 80 knots. Releasing forward pressure. V1 VR 150 knots. V1.
V1.
And rotates. And we're airborne. Pause rate of climb.
Victor Charlie Papa 101, expect 2 minutes delay. There is an aircraft, uncontrolled aircraft that is flying around the airspace.
Oh, great. I wonder why. Right, all looking good. Try and do a quick fly past. That's mega. Right. So, oh my goodness, that flight director is very sensitive when you're rolling. So I'm just going to get the autopilot in here. So leave a climb. Climb. And the aircraft is now accelerating. Yes, so we're above the F, so straight to flap 1. Select vertical speed, so that's a pull. 1,000 feet a minute. And when we're above the S, we can select the slats up and contact departures. And departures, good day, Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey on a Koivu 3 November, passing 2,700 for altitude 4,000 feet. There's an aircraft flying straight towards me.
Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, good air contact. Contact climb to flight level 280.
Climb flight level 280, Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey. That's above the S, so flaps up a bit late there. And 280. Set, and that is a push, ladies and gentlemen. Push! It'll climb for me. Set standard, which is this one. Passing 40, flight level 280. Got 250 knots to that turn here. After takeoff checklist. Oh, what a pro. After takeoff, APU off if running. Engine mode normal, which it is. Engine anti-ice off. Stow the spoilers, disarm them. I have to take off checklist complete. Oh yeah, no, it's not.
I
have to take off checklist complete. Turn the dome off. It's a chonker.
Out of plot 390, cleared to direct Koivu.
That's it, I don't need to do anything, do I?
Direct to Koivu for airport 390.
EC721, descent to 3000
It's actually quite difficult to put your feet up on that though, isn't it? That is just a bait. I just have a tray to
EC721 after
I'd love to have a tray table on the NG. Why didn't they fit it to the max? The problem is they really can't. There's no way I can bolt it to. Tray table light? What? Oh wait, I don't have my foot warmer on. This is ridiculous. Foot warmer. That light doesn't seem to do anything. Console? No. I'll put it away now, it's in my way. How do I do it? Oh no, that's the FMS. Ah, well I can't land in this position. No, that's the PFD. Ah, tray table is permanently stuck out. I need to do the pre-cruise checks. Can't do it. Right. Pre-cruise checks passing 115 flight level 280. Let's have a look here. So at 10,000 feet, switch off the landing lights. Off, set seatbelts as required. Auto. And it says under no circumstances turn off the no llama switch. Okay. Pre-cruise checks complete. Tray table is grand rusty. Yeah, you've got to finish your food. There we are, folded away. Beautiful. So increase the range, 320 knots. So we've got econ climb speeds. Doesn't seem to be any weather around. I'll look at the stuff there. And our routing, I think, takes us over. Estonia, I think it is. So we're going to make a left turn soon. Tallinn, capital of Estonia. Moscow's all the way over here. It's the first ever time we've flown to Moscow on VATSIM, guys. Never done it before. We've done St. Petersburg, but not Moscow. Really, when I saw the VATSIM event, I was like, oh, that's really cool. Let's do that. Wow, 320 knots is fast. Just below VMO. 10 knots below VMO. Wow. The cost index was 12. Like, what's a high cost index in the Airbus then? It must be. I mean, in the 737, if you put the highest cost index in, anything above 100, it will climb at this speed, 10 knots below VMO. Lawrence, so yeah, actually look under the dashboard, and there are 4 dials. The outer 2 are the respective tray table locks under the dashboard. Firstly, I love the. What's this rotary knob? I love the blue hue getting from the PFD. Sure. Cost index in the 340 goes up to 500. I mean, I have 12 set and we're 10 knots below VMO. That's smarmy. What's that? I mean, this. Obviously, I'm comparing to a 7.3, but you can't go much faster than this. Yep, that rotary doesn't seem to do anything. Hi, Ben Matthews. Hope you're doing well.
EC721 via Elcon, clear for ILS approach runway 15, report when local is established. Okay, now let's correct runway 15.
Just going to turn that airflow noise down.
EC721 also descend to 2000 feet.
That's better. Probably not quite as realistic, but it's just that droning air noise, same with the 7.3. We can't turn it down, unfortunately, but in the sim you can.
Alpha Cut 3, Mark Whiskey, contact Tallinn Control 134.325, bye.
134.325, Alpha 3, Mike Whiskey, bye bye. Tallinn Control 134.325. What is good evening in Estonian?
If I see, according to the sheet, it's at least 4,000, so if you can stay 4,000 feet, that would be great.
Google is about to tell me. Teleost. Oh, this is Google, by the way. Thanks for subscribing, Nighthawk. I'll try. Teleost. Is that correct? Just say Tilly. Is it Tilly? It's very quiet. Was it Tilly? Tilly? Oh, Teleost. Estonia Teleost, Alpaca 3 White Whiskey, climbing flight level 280, inbound to Lahti.
Alpaca 3 White Whiskey, hello, target data reference level 370.
Climb flight level 370, Alpaca 3 White Whiskey. I've never flown into Estonia. 370 set. That's our cruise level. Terry in a deep voice, preferably. Terry. I tried. It's the effort that counts. It's the thought and the effort that counts, guys. Got to do it in Russian later. Anyway, entering Estonian airspace. And there's our left turn.
Enter your flight map.
Oh, thanks. I'd rather you didn't use the network to say hello. Appreciate it though, nonetheless. Ooh, crikey. Lightning. Now the FPS is excellent. There we go, up airborne. Nailed it. I'm not sure about that, Ben. Cannot wait to get my new PC. It's going to be mega. Strong wind coming in from the southwest here, 84 knots, and I think this is a heading up display. I've not been paying attention. So unlike the 737NG, where most operators, including mine, we have a track up display, which is where the direction your aircraft is going. A heading up display is where your nose of your aircraft is pointing, and you'll see it shouldn't be. With this, will be obviously pointing to the right to maintain the green track line here. Thanks, Stefan Turley, great help. 0321 short, I think this looks like a great add-on, but I'll be sticking to the Feeless 7.4. A bit more hands-on than the Airbus, much more rewarding. Airbus quite boring once you're airborne, I think. No comment 321 short, but yeah, we'll be flying the Feeless 747 again soon. Next will be Zima. I was actually planning on jumping in the Zima mod next anyway, but I quite like the 340, we were saying earlier, and I like the challenge the Airbus poses, but I'll be all Airbus down after today, and Zemo mod next, but I have a nice sector lined up I want to do in where? Sorry, just confirm the point again. Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey.
Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, direct to Malta.
Where? No paw. Was that unpaw?
Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, Malta. November, Oscar, Tango, Alta, Romeo.
Director Dot on, thank you. Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey. Look, it was strong pronunciation, Director.
Oscar, we are accumulating some ice.
He's messaging to me instead, just in case. Wise decision. Right, not all. Execute. Elliot Smith, thanks a lot for the 4 months. Good evening. Saw Flyby flying over earlier. Can't wait for the next Q400 stream. Thank you very much, Elliot Smith, for your 4 months as a member. Very, very kind.
Finnair 406, flight 380 passing Dolat.
For your continued support there. Yeah, I think Flyby are coming back, I believe. They've set up a new HQ in Birmingham or something, which is great news. And very green friendly airline. The the Q400 burns very little fuel, carry a lot of people as well. So yeah, it's fantastic news, and I hope a lot of the guys, the X-Flybe, not just the pilots, the cabin crew, the operational staff, the management, everyone involved in that operation can work their way into that airline again. I don't think it'll be back to the size it probably was, maybe one day, but certainly not initially. Great news. Yeah, I mean, I was actually thinking the other day, in X-Plane 11, I pretty much switched this to my primary sim about 3.5 years ago. And when I joined or started flying the Zibo mod, it was the only aircraft I flew for quite a while. And the first different aircraft I flew, I think, was a 737-200. But back then, you think about the aircraft choices. We had FlyJSim 737-727. We had the ToLiss, I think, the A319. And what else did we have? The Flight Factor 757. But you look now at how many amazing aircrafts that we have available now. We're just spoiled for choice. ToLiss 747-200. The Innie came from nowhere and made just 3 incredible aircraft. The A300, A310 and the Beluga. ToLiss obviously the 340.
50, 40,
so many incredible
30,
aircraft.
20, with you.
10.
I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. Our Angel, thank you very much for the 400 rubles. Very kind.
Good evening, Captain, from Russia with love.
Anyways,
BTW, good evening in Russian. Dobry večer.
Dobry večer. That sounds very similar to Polish.
20,
Is there much
10.
similarity between Polish and Russian? Apart from the way it looks. Arrange, thank you so much for 400 rubles. Thank you, Berto.
Hello everyone, how are you, Captain? Good evening, sir.
Thank you, Berto360, for the $5 as well. Very, very kind of you. I hope you're doing well as well. I've been watching the videos for quite a long time, I know, so thank you very much for popping in for the continued support as well. But no, thank you, Berto, and thank you, our Angel, for the 400 rubles. So, Dobry večer is good evening in Russian. Right, you make a note of that, our Angel. Thank you very much, both of you, for your generosity. Arrange. Am I doing that's your name? I won't say RHL. They'll be like, what are you saying? Dobry večer. Oh, I'm losing the plot already, guys. This is what Airbus does too. Dobry večer. Yaroslav, not really, but there are some similarities. Okay, very cool. So, look at this, 75 knots from the right. So our heading, I think this is our... No, this is our heading here. So we've got a heading up display. So our heading right now is 137 degrees. We're tracking 127, so it's about a 10 degrees of drift here. This white arrow, what's that? Is that a VOR? Yeah, I think one's the Tallinn VOR and one's... What's this here? So I'm seeing the shapes of the arrow. Maybe that's the Alpha Mike India VOR. And the Tallinn one is here, so we must have flown over Tallinn directly. Yep. This part of the world I've never flown over, guys. All new to me. Especially when we cross the border into Russia. Alright, Airbus all heading up. I can't fly 737 with track up. Well, you can actually put heading up display on the ND in the 737. It's an option. That was a lovely shortcut direct to Notar. Eventually got there. Only took 3 attempts. What's our fuel flow at the moment?
Into at Mark, arrival runway 15, Lima Kilo, thank you.
Engine. So fuel used 2.8, so 5.6 tons of fuel used. Where's fuel flow?
Tallinn control, Storpat 45 Victor,
I'm staring right at it, must be.
1,500 feet, climbing 4,000 feet.
Yeah, that's why. So 1,700 kilos now, 1,750.
Flight level 280, Storpat 45 Victor.
That's good. So less than the 8 tons conservative figure, sort of similar to the 2.4 using the 7.3, and now have a conservative figure as well.
135, decimal 6, thank you, good night, 125.
But obviously we're quite light, I mean, we could have shoved on 100 tons of fuel probably. It's fun doing night flights occasionally. Boeing 737 Captain Vodka's waiting around. Not a fan of vodka. Not a fan of vodka. I'll have. If I was to ever visit Russia, I'd have a vodka just because I'm there. The same way, you know, you'd visit Dublin to have a Guinness. I do like stout, but I'm not a fan of Guinness. I'll have a half, you know, but I just don't like the taste of it. But it tastes like, it's going to be controversial, so it tastes like cigarette smoke. That's what it tastes. Anzi, when do you switch to meters? Now, Russia, in the last year or two, have switched to using feet. So they actually use feet, I think, well, certainly for operators outside of Europe. I don't know where their operators, or domestic Russian sectors are still using meters, but all the charts now have feet in with a meter conversion still.
Thank you, woman 9, Delta 1. Thank you so much for your service.
Yeah, I forgot the screen here. Oh, night vision. Oh my goodness me. Love that. That rumble was great. That's great. And beacon light, you see. It's reflected on the engine itself. Very nice.
Lot 761 kilo after departing runway 26, passing 2,700 feet.
You can turn the passenger camera off. That would be good. Might improve performance. How on earth do you do that?
Direct Kukam 350, climb per lot 761 kilo.
Inhibit in-seat screens. There we go. Perfect. Sorry guys.
Direct Luton,
nothing to watch today.
761 kilo.
Cool. Yeah, once you're here, not much to do really. You know, you put your tray table out. start relaxing. So over Tartu in Estonia. This will be the border here. There's Latvia. Wow. Did it actually go anywhere near? No. Love these maps, but everything in every country is in the respective language with the text as well. So obviously I can work out what Moscow is, but all of these places around it, wow, I couldn't tell you at all. And Russia is such a huge country, it is just so vast. Incredible. Hi Captain Johnny, thinking switching my current sim to X-Plane. Is it worth waiting for X-Plane 12? I don't know if X-Plane 12 is going to be out this year. I've got a funny feeling they sort of said, you know, mid next year or something, or am I just making that up? I'm not so sure. But no, I if you want to get to X-Plane, I'd say it's worthwhile getting X-Plane 11 at this stage. I don't know what your other sim is. Captain 14, any tips for landing 742? I'm having trouble getting used to the deck height. So I believe the 7.4, they use the same technique as the 7.3, this sort of check, close, hold technique, which I always stress to you guys. That was certainly worked very well for us in previous streams. Now obviously the illusion of being high is going to look different if you used to say that the deck height of a 7.3 Airbus 320 or 319, which is actually a little bit higher than 7.3. But listen to the radio altitude callouts. They give you a big clue with regards to your closure rate. So if you're hearing, you want to be hearing ideally 50, 40, 30, 20, initiate your check, 10, and then touchdown. If it's sort of going 50, 40, you know you're coming in too quick. You want to make an immediate correction to that range of descent, so maybe initiate that check a little bit sooner. The checking at 20 feet works out quite nicely, as long as you're doing about 600-700 feet per minute rate of descent. If you're doing in excess of that, checking at 20 feet is too late. You need to bring it up by 10-20 feet or so. Conversely, if you're coming in a little bit shallow and you're quite light, especially the 7.3, if you're very light, you can get away with checking at 10 feet. I'm talking empty. If you're empty, if you check at 20 and check aggressively, it'll just go straight back up in the air again, catch you out. Oh yeah, well, X1 11 on sale on Steam. But yeah, don't forget, guys, Black Friday. Black Friday's tomorrow, so I should think a lot of devs will be offering some good discounts in the coming days. So it's a good time to jump on. I know a number I've seen have promoted various promotions. Super. It's actually not a very long flight, guys. 51, so hour 10 to go. And just carry on going as we are. Laura, you can actually switch track mode on the FCU if you wish. Is that in the FMS, Larry? Because I would prefer track up display. Next question. What is that green dot? Is that your track? Is that green dot just representing the track you're on? And it's sort of extending out from there. Heading. No, the green line's the green dot's going to be your.
135.
No, the yellow line's going to be your heading. The green dot's going to be your track.
121.3, Turpat 45
James makes uniform whiskey has a great ATIS. I'm out of range still at the moment.
Eventually golf request for the climb.
Green Diamond's track, thank you.
I'm flat out 350, eventually golf, thank you.
Fuel on board then arrival, 10 tons, so we needed 6. Our alternative fuel is very low actually, because it's Moscow Vnukovo SVO. Only needs 6 tons to get there, however our fin res is 376, call it 4 tons, so your last 30 minutes of fuel. So, we'll need, well, we'll see how busy it is. Bankon, anything you're hunting for this Black Friday sale, Captain?
Not
particularly. One of the things I'm kind of getting into is, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I've been going with a friend of mine clay pigeon shooting, so I've actually applied to get my my shotgun license. I know obviously guns is a controversial topic, but it's something my old man did years and years ago. Well, he passed, and then my grandparents as well, big into they all own shotguns and salmon fishing and all sorts there. I really enjoyed it. Sherry Medjevo, thanks Mark Scott. So yeah, I don't know if you get a shotgun on the Black Friday sale, but I've just applied for my firearms, not a firearms, it's a shotgun license. But I know it's controversial, so it's not everyone views guns that way. But no, I just cannot wait to try out this Thrustmaster TCA yoke. I mean, I was thinking of doing it tonight, but I've got so much, I've just had a lovely 2 weeks off work, doing all the things I wanted to do, been doing lots of stuff on the channel that first week, and I just got the yoke at the wrong time. We're back to work tomorrow, and actually I'm looking really busy in December. I'm at 65 hours on my roster, I think, right up till New Year's Day. Prattnam, outrageous. That's right. At 135.6, Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey. Bye bye. Who are we talking to here? 356. Is it St. Petersburg Centre?
106, Pittsburgh Control, good evening, identified, come to flight level 350.
350, Finnair 106.
That sounds Russian, but I want to know if it's Moscow or St. Petersburg, and I also need to say double adventure, or try to. Dennis Jackson, you're flying 89 hours. God, that's pretty much a summer roster. Do you fly on Christmas Day? Do you get that off? I'm actually off on Christmas Day. I'm flying. I'm scheduled to fly on Christmas Eve and Boxing Day. Whether I'm on standby or not, I don't know.
Lot 3 whiskey for separation, do not exceed Mach number 0.75.
This should actually tell me the boundary. Tallinn. It is St. Petersburg. There we are. 27 minutes into the flight and we've been airborne for 29. St. Petersburg, double adventure, Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, flight level 370, left turn to Cogme.
Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, Petersburg Control, good evening, identified.
Perfect. Dennis flight attendant, wow, that's still good flying though. Anthony, 89 hours, had a 75 hour limit when I was hired in 1977. Well, you go right up to 100 hours in 28 days.
Easy 3472, monitor Unicom 122 dash. Easy 3472, correction, contact, Stalin control 134, decimal 220, have a nice night, bye.
This person sounds very young.
320, Easy 3472, bye-bye. Easy 3472, Pittsburgh control. Easy 3472, yeah? Easy 3472.
Brandon, do you typically be back home in the evenings or do you have a lot of overnights? We operate mostly to be back home every evening, so we do either 2-4 sectors. Very occasionally, they'll plan overnights, but it's usually something that's some disruption or something like that. But you can operate out of base, so you could be called in to either drive or get a taxi to a different base and fly from there. Can't use a Boeing 8 when you're flying an Airbus anyway. That is true, Captain Faulty. Having said that, I've been using an Airbus, the Thrustmaster TCA Airbus yoke. I've flown every aircraft for that for the last year and a half, 2 years. Lauren, sounds like it was voiced in someone particularly young. Well, maybe. Lauren, I did a faux pas once, and I thought that was the case, but it was actually a young guy. But no, they sound very young regardless. But the 8-seat sounds very professional, and that's all we're looking for. Lauren, have you had to do any winter ops yet, or has it been too mild? Too mild at the moment in the UK, but it is getting colder. And Eastern Europe, I think, this weekend and the beginning of next week, they're looking to get some more wintry conditions. Yeah, my operator has actually done a sort of a winter ops refresher course for flight crew to take. I did mine today, so it's like a at-home course via Microsoft Teams in front of a large group of people, and they just do a sort of like a talk about some potential line incidents or situations where there's been problems, you know, not just in the airline itself, but around the world. And they look at how our procedure prevents such things, and also reviews the entire procedures too, because COVID last year saw most of European airlines shut down again, and then obviously by the time things got back to, well, nothing's been completely back to normal, but things have started gone back to normal the last few months. Having said that, isn't Holland and Belgium in lockdown now, and Austria? Yeah, so we could be going back the way we were. But yeah, we've not had that much exposure to winter ops. So I'm flying to Poland tomorrow, and it's thankfully not forecast to be too cold. But I'm going to be very much, and I can reassure you that many European operators, pilots, winter ops will be certainly taking our time. No shortcuts will be taken, because yeah, I mean, I've been a skipper now for 3 years, and I've not been exposed to winter operations in that time.
St. Petersburg, good evening.
So yeah, we just take our time, make sure we're doing everything properly, make sure the aircraft's thoroughly de-iced, clear contamination, make sure the ground crew are doing their job, we're doing our job properly. Because things, when it comes to winter ops, one of the big things that happen is delays. There's nothing you can do. Everything slows down, and delays can give you this sort of perceived pressure of time pressure. So we do our best to obviously keep to the schedule, but absolutely not at the expense of taking shortcuts with any checklists. So the key thing with winter ops, it will delay you, makes you run late, and you could get delayed, which might make you go faster, but it's the absolute wrong time to be speeding things up. You need to be doing everything much slower, making sure all the checks are completed. So yeah, I'll be doing a winter ops stream again, because we did one January. I think we streamed in January in the Zebra mod. We went from Murmansk to St. Petersburg, and it was like -20, and I took the time during that stream to do all the winter ops checks. It was actually very useful for me, so I'll be doing the same again. Commander General, however, going to get stormy and cold in the UK Friday, Saturday. Perfect, when I go back to work. That's just the way it works. Excuse me. Don't know if you heard half of that, hopefully not. So I'm flying tomorrow, Saturday I'm on standby, flying Sunday and Monday. Sure, the Dutch government will give a press conference tomorrow announcing new measures. Wonderful. Now, I did see in Rotterdam there's been a lot of protests and I don't use the word rioting, but a lot of disruption. Brian, Belgium's restrictions on office working and tighter controls on vaccination in some places, but no full lockdown yet. Understood. Thanks. I think Austria, they under lockdown. And Austria's also made it mandatory to get the vaccination as well. Actually, I just checked in, just wondering, do we have an aft trim tank transfer above flight level 250? I think it's a neat system. No expert here, but I'm guessing it's moving fuel around to keep the cruise CG exactly in the optimal position. But yeah, it's all automated in Airbus, isn't it? So top of descent, this little white arrow, just over 160 miles away. So we'll start setting up for the approach. Are you joking? There's that genuine, or are you actually pulling my leg? Portugal, one of the most vaccinated countries in the world, declares state of emergency, imposes new restrictions to curb sudden surge of COVID-19. You joking?
Direct level, watch takeoff.
Can't see anything on BBC News. Other news sites are available. Adrian, about fuel e-campaign should show you. Let's have a look. Fuel. It's got so many tanks, this. Right, let's try and work this out. So, total fuel used. These will be spar valves, edge valves from the fuel tanks to the fuel. You can see they're all open. Fuel tank temperature, this needs to be modelled. So many. How many tanks have we got? Here, I guess that's the trim tank. Is that empty? I'm half guessing. I mean, I'm just looking at this sort of, trying to look at it logically. So, 2,700 kilos. Yeah, I don't think the trim tank's got any.
Петербург, контроль, да, еще вечером вам от экипажа Нордланд 178, подходим к точке Сугин, набираем эшелон 270.
It's an absolute beauty of thing.
Набираем эшелон, подписанный 350 Нордланд.
Laura, trim tank is empty and never had fuel in it. It didn't Oz. So what's this outer... Oh, outer tank transfer. So I guess... is that taking fuel from the wing tips? Yes, because you want to be using fuel on the external parts of the wing first and then work your way in, because it put extra stress on the wing. So is that transferring fuel from here to the inner tanks? Hi Brad, when's the beast of a computer supposed to arrive? In 3 to 4 weeks, advised, but potentially longer. Depends on where the parts of the computer you're ordering from. I don't know how many people are here from the start, but I do have all my specs for my new PC, which I can show you. And like I said, I'm no expert. That was thanks to many of the members of the channel who help me in all our channels here. Let me show you guys. It is mega. I can't wait to get it. Speed burn down. Here it is. Lots of cores, 12 gen Intel processor. I've got the 32 gig of RAM. You can go up to 120, but apparently it's needed. Oh yeah, that's just the PC itself, but this is what I've got. i7 12700 12 gen processor. One of those 3080 RTX case. It'll be a custom made case because this Chill Blast Me, I contacted Chill Blast, they very kindly are going to be designing the case for me, and obviously I wrote that. One of those motherboards, one of those CPU coolers, 32 gig of RAM, the main drive. This is one of the fastest drives I was told, the Seagate FireCuda 530 M2, 2 gigs of that. No i12, no 12 gen listed in. I'm learning. And this is just going to be a backup drive for other games. So yeah, very excited to get this. All I was happy was that everything was maxed out. Productivity, gaming and storage was full. Yeah, very cool. Just a little fuel check. Look, we're approaching waypoint Obed. So Obed at Mach decimal 79 should be our cruise speed. What are we doing? 79, so across the next is pretty close. 39 minutes airborne for 40, so just a minute behind schedule. We should have 10.6 tons of fuel. We've got 14.8, makes sense. We took an extra 4 tons. We should have burnt 8,637 fuel used, 8.2 tons. So yeah, we've saved a bit of fuel as well. That's pretty spot on.
Mark decimal 81 for Aeroflot 390.
It doesn't sound Russian. Laura, remember the aircraft was designed for 10-15 hour flights, not 1 to 1.5 hours. True. I'll have a look, Commander Jenna Hofen. Yeah, wow. Anthony. Alpaca 3 by Whiskey, go ahead.
Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, please report your Mach number.
Mach decimal 79 at Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey.
Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, Roger, thank you.
Anytime. Perfect. So, obviously some sequencing going on. They're trying to work out where aircraft are and Mach numbers. We've got this Aeroflot ahead of us. I'm guessing just above us. I can't see it on the TCAS display. Much higher, much lower. AJ8074 GPU's a crazy price at the moment. Yeah, I was saying earlier, so the graphics card on this, I think was 1100 here. Where's the display for it here? So I bought the, where is it here? I got the 3080 RTX. The 3090 was an extra £1,000. They're asking you £2,100 for a 3090, and I was told that it's not worth that extra money for the performance increase you get. It's not a huge performance increase. Same with the i9. I was told the i9, which I was thinking of getting, which is about an extra £300 or £400, you're not going to get the performance gains out of it. It's not going to be that much noticeable for what I'm going to be doing. And secondly, the i9 runs a lot hotter. I was told the i9 runs a lot hotter than the i7, so you've got to make sure it's adequately cooled and things like that. But I'm just the messenger here. I don't know anything about PCs, guys. And the Airflots are 310, understood. Moscow, thank you in Russian is... how do you pronounce that? Spasiba?
Ветер 201, при переходе на приборную скорость поддерживайте 300 узлов или более.
3090 good for mining crypto. 3080 is perfect what you need it for. Thank you. Is it Tim Skipper? I mean, that's what I was just told. I guess if you have adequate cooling, it's not an issue. Beard mechanic, right now TCAS will only show potential conflicts. You can turn it on and it will show you more like the 737. Understood. Yeah, I mean, in the 7.3 it will only show you traffic with 2700 feet. and that aircraft is 6,000 feet below, so I guess it wouldn't display in reality. Cool, so about 120 miles from top of descent. Let's grab some weather. Oh my god, what a long ATIS here. So they're actually... Guys, does anyone actually want to grab the METAR in chat, and I'll sort of talk you through a METAR Motney, which is like basically a runway condition report in form of digits. So a code is uniform, whiskey, whiskey. But we basically have one there. So the runway has wet snow, but only 10%. So the runway isn't contaminated, so that would be... The snow's being cleared on the edge of the runway, so the runway has wet snow but less than 10% covered. So runway contamination, well, it's all changed now. It used to be, we've got this new runway state condition thing, which is a number from 0 to 6. I was actually having a look earlier at the definition of a contaminated runway. I think basically the runway is divided into 3 parts now. You have the first part, the mid part, and the end part. And so long as each third has less than 25% contamination, it's not contaminated.
Alpaca 3, Mike Whiskey, contact Moscow Control 127.5. Have a nice flight, good night.
127.5. Thank you very much for the ATC Alpaca 3, Mike Whiskey. Good night.
Good night.
That's lovely, that's great ATC.
260. What's understanding 260,
So, yeah, I'll tell you. So those numbers you see, 510250, that's our Motney. I need my decoder. I've got a decoder in my bag from the all the numbers on it. I'll try and do it the old school way. But a lot of apps now will decode that for you. There are met on Motney format decoder. I haven't had to do one of these for years.
Снижаюсь 5000, покинешь 1013 на текущем. Сибирь 1093.
Сибирь 1093 для информации Генеричный изменился 1012.
Исправил 1012.
So it's very hard when people speak in their respective languages to know when they've finished talking to check in.
Also control, good evening. Skipper 881, level 280, contact. 881, Moscow Control identified to climb to flight level.
His English is excellent. Wow. Hell of a buy, Russian. Moscow WH Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, maintaining flight level 370 to Temgu.
Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, Moscow Control identified to expect runway 24 left, approach 24 left, and Bill Route 3 Bravo arrival.
ILS 24 left and the Bill Route 3 Bravo arrival, Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey. That's what I'm expecting, excellent. So you saw these, if we go look at that METAR, guys, there, so I'll put those numbers here in the scratch pad so you can see it, so it's a little bit easier. So you had runway 24, so R24 slash 510.250. So at Motney, I've got my Motney decoder. I'm going to do this old school. So you have the first number here, well, obviously runway 24, and this is basically a coded way of telling you the runway condition. So the first number. Yeah, so the first number 5 is the type of deposit. So 0 is dry, 1 is damp, and basically the higher the number, the worse, essentially. So 5 is wet snow. So it's actually, as a contaminant, wet snow can be quite limiting. At my operator, we have a maximum depth of up to 13 millimeters of wet snow. Any more than that, we can't actually land. But that's when we look at the next numbers. All right. So the number here, 1, is the extent of the contamination. So the 1 represents 10% or less of the runway is contaminated. So yeah, okay. So this runway is not classed as actually technically contaminated. The higher the number, the more contamination. 9 being more than half to 100% of the runway is contaminated. So that's that runway there. The next 2 numbers, so 02 is the depth of the deposit. So the 02 is, you've guessed it, 2 millimeters. All right, so very low. So basically, there's some wet snow on the runway, less than 2 millimeters, less than 10% of the cover of the runway. And lastly, that's the braking coefficient, 50. So when it comes to braking coefficient, anything over 40 is... sorry, confirm the waypoint again, Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey.
Charlie Papa 3 Mike Whiskey, say again.
Sorry, I thought you were calling me, disregard.
Victor Charlie Papa 3 Mike Whiskey, clear direct Bilru.
Okay. Direct to Bilru, Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, thank you. I'm going to be sent to the Kremlin. Where are you? Direct Bilru. Adds to the music off. There we are. Insert. That's straight to the arrival. So there we are. Runway 24. Wet snow. Less than 10%. 2 millimeters. Braking coefficient's good. So there we are. So that's what a Motney decoder is. Beauty is most apps on your phone, which can read a meta, will decode all that for you, so you don't even need to do it. But it's quite cool to have that. And I have, basically in my crew bag, I have a plastic wallet, and it has lots of information in it for me, operational information, which could be something I have there. So I have a certificates, basically, to allow me to complete certain tasks on the aircraft, a record of all my training, winter ops procedures. I have copies of passenger offload statements, if that is ever required, dispatch planning requirements, if the visibility is low, take-off performance assessment, the Motley decoder we just looked at, and also the calls regarding fuel emergencies. So I have all this information in my crew bag in a little A4 wallet. We better start setting up for the approach here. But yeah, the weather is actually okay. It's wet snow, but it's less than 10%, and I guess on the edges there, and the braking coefficient's good. How X-Plane will convert that into braking action, who knows? Could be interesting. Cool, so let's have a look at setting up for this approach. We'll hand over control to Jim.
323 Interest Control, we are clear direct Kilo Echo Zulu Victor Uniform.
Alpha 2323
So set preparation, get the weather. So
Alpaca 125 request descent.
we've pretty much got that in chat already. I've already got the ATIS, so it is information Delta.
Alpaca 125, initial descent control.
They've already stated the runway decoder.
350
friction coefficient, which you've already read there. It says taxiways and aprons are slippy. Caution me there, we'll be only taxiing around at 5 knots on my approach if that's the case. Visibility greater than 10k, clouds broken at 2400 metres, overcast 700 metres, temperature 2.1. So it will be freezing conditions. Expect 3 Bravo arrival, information Delta. So we've got the weather. We go to the performance page. Next phase, descent, next phase, there we are. So QNH.
Victor Charlie Papa 22 Golf, contact Moscow approach 134.0.
I'm trying to read it all here.
QNH
is 1010.
Alpha 52, да.
Ah, that's my PC specs. 1010. Temperature 2. What's the wind in meters? Meters, it's fine. Find the knots, just double it.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Thank you very much, Scorpio Piloto, for the £4.89.
Any advices how to not die during APPL? Passed all subjects, and last subject failed 3 times.
No.
Now I need to start again, at least her stream is here.
Oh, Scorpio Pilot. Sorry to hear that, buddy. Passed all your subjects, but last subject failed 3 times. Oh man, sorry, yeah, and I know you have to repeat them if that happens, so... oh, Scorpio Pilot, I mean, I don't know what your subject was. What it is, I'm sure you'll tell me shortly, but see if you get any extracurricular advice on that topic. I mean, you're going to have to repeat all the exams, so obviously you can pass the others, which is fine. Keep at it, and obviously your particular subject you did pass, you know, try and get some extra curricular advice on it and things like that. But no, best of luck second time round. I'm obviously gutted for you, but yeah. Let me guess, meteorology? Sorry, good luck. I can't really give you much more advice than what your flight training school would recommend. Anyway.
Charlie Papa 125 descent via start
oh, Victor Charlie Papa. So what was that surface wind? So meters, as I was saying, meters just double it to 5 knots. It's as simple as that. So the wind was 210 at 6 meters. That's 210 at 12.
882 descent via start. Correction, descent to flight level 250.
Gonna have to. So it's quite hard when he says Victor Charlie Papa, which you never heard of alpacas. Quite hard to listen out because you listen out for that alpaca to if you're on call sign.
There 1 Juliet Golf, Moscow
Vnukovo,
Bravo. Expect to build 3 Bravo arrival and ILS approach on 24.
ILS 24.
Expect build 3 Bravo on the ILS.
So this is one of the many international airports around Moscow. It's quite a large one here. I think they'd take by body jets easily. Runway 24 is the main runway, 3,500 metres long. And here is our arrival, which we'll start at. So Bilru. Now, I did remember this on the test sector. If I go here to Bilru, you'll notice it doesn't have any of these constraints in. Now, on the 7.3, I don't think it's possible to put in an at or above and below restraint at the same time. You can put one of the two. So you're going to put in something that's going to ensure that you meet that. So you can see at Bilru, it wants us there at 156. So what I'm going to do is put 170 or above. So I think that's 170 plus, and that way we'll comply with it. Yes, I did something Airbus. How do I execute that? So Bilru 170 above at 270 knots. So we're going to put that in as well. And then it's to Nukti. That's having us there at 140 above. That's fine. What's got there? Actually, it has got the 140, 150. I tried to basically put that all in the same format earlier at Bilru, but it didn't accept it. But the 7.3 you can't. I'm 99% sure on the 7.3 you can't put. If you've got an at or and below restriction, you can't put it in. So you just put in whatever's going to be the one that makes you sure you've got below or above it. Nukti is in. Preki's next. Preki at 270. Alright, so we're saying at 270, that's there. 110 above, that's good. It's really annoying that you have to flick, you can't just flick between each one. Lurty, 9,000 to 8,000, so that's in. 230 knots. Whiskey, Whiskey 306. Decelerate? Have I passed top of descent already? Ah! Better get top of descent. Oh dear. It's an add-on Yuri. I've got the Just Sim scenery.
541 уменьшайте скорость 300 узлов или менее для очередности.
Приняли. Снижаем скорость 300 узлов или менее для очередности. Россия 541.
R4028, contact Petersburg Control 135.6.
Need to get down. Laura said decelerate, that's a good point, but I thought, why can't Airbus do that? Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey request descent.
Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey descent via start flight level 170.
Set flight level 170 on the star, Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey. Pushed in. I'll let Airbus do it because I think what it'll do, it'll accelerate to the top of the magenta speed to get back on there, but I'll use a bit of speed brake as well until we're back on profile. Scorpio pilot, thanks for the £3.
How do you know? Yep, meteorology. First time yesterday I slept good in 9 months. It is okay, stronger now. I will try to do it in 1 to 2 months.
Alright, Scorpio pilot, that's great news. Well, obviously, if you feel confident enough to take all the exams again in that time, that's fine. Yeah, meteorology is a tough exam. I did pass all my exams first time, but meteorology I went 90, I think. It was my lowest one, but I had to work really hard. It's sort of a fun topic. It's one that you have to keep on top of to make sure you know. But best of luck with the rest of your training, and I hope you pass it next time. Right, yes, top of the sets, ladies and gentlemen. Speed brake out. Sounds like he's fed up. So that profile should quickly come up. There comes the profile look. So what I'll do now, you can see, I think what it's doing, it's speeding up to get back onto it. But I'll now stow the speed brake. That profile's... Alright, that's very delayed. It seems to just go straight through the profile. What have I not done? Guys, why am I getting low on profile? It's very slow. It's just slow to react. So the 737, it's very, you know, it'll lock on and start leveling off to. So once it's actually pitched up, it's bang on the profile. It's coming back now, but it's sort of overshot it slightly. There we are. I fixed it. I did an Airbus thing. Better get on the rest of the setup here. We got to 306. Metza 220. And it's level that whole time. Look, 7,000, a huge level segment. All that time onto the approach via Rorik. 220 knots. 220 knots. So I'm happy with that. ILS then. 1111. I know this is sacrilege in an Airbus, but I'm going to put the frequencies in. 1111. Oh, it's already there, look. Ah, I probably deleted it somehow. 237. I think I've just basically put it in manually. Do I have to put the slope in? 3. Ah! How do I delete? 218. 237. I think I fixed it. Frequency's 1111. Okay, looks like it's back on profile now and doing its thing. And then course is 237. There we are. Frequencies, courses, minimums. So in Russia, everything converted to feet now. So 885 feet per page, isn't it? No. Performance. No, it is per page, but next phase. There we are. MTA 885. So it's above 0. We don't need to make any cold temperature corrections because it's pointless in X-plane because cold temperature, altimetry area isn't modelled. I'll use full flap. Routing then via Rorik. If we don't get vectors, it takes us all the way to the approach. Missed approach is just put the thrust lever in toga and that's it in case you want to pilot. Why the ILS frequency in the VOR? That won't do anything. Don't know, Lauren. I once didn't do that, and it didn't do anything. In the ToLiss, I once, honestly, on that RadNav page, I didn't put that frequency in the VOR page, and it did nothing. And when I did, it picked up the ILS. I don't know why. Since 20 feet weren't they in meters? They were Vanguard. I think they switched. They still use meters, I think, but they use feet now on all the charts. It was over a year ago now. Ben Wright, reason it says decelerate is because standard Airbus uses to reduce the green dot speed of ATCs being high. Is it the same with Boeing? It's similar, Ben Wright. So basically VNAV will actually bring the speed pretty much to the upspeed as well. Unless you're under speed restriction by ATC. But no, the actual Boeing does something automated which the Airbus doesn't. It just says decelerate here. The 737 VNAV compensation will actually take the speed back for you automatically. So believe it or not, the NG is more automated in that sense. Didn't think I'd ever say that. So yeah, frequencies, courses, minimums. Runway then, I think if we look here, in one of the briefing charts, they have specific points to vacate at. So it talks about the routing. There we are. That's taxiing out. I can't remember what page it was. I wish they had the ability just to flick through all the pages individually instead of just doing one at a time. No, I've done that one. One of the pages they had minimum runway occupancy table, also advising where to vacate from, but I can't remember which one it was. Anyway, essentially you want to be reviewing all those sections prior to arriving. Something I didn't actually mention in the tutorial I uploaded a couple of days ago. the aerodrome information is quite useful, but a lot of that information which you find on the aerodrome information is transferred into the airfield briefings. No need to add freaks, just check the bus's auto-tune correctly. LS push button takes care of this for
30,
you, really?
20,
No need
10.
to use that word though. It's shocking. Andy, thanks for the $5, man.
Great news, read the new PC.
Thank you.
I'm ordering one soon, so we'll be using the 737 on group flights, and my days of being Airbus shamed will be history.
Really appreciate it, Andy. Thank you so much for the £5 and your continued support as a member, buddy. Hope you're doing well. And no, that's very generous of you. And I'm glad to hear you're getting a new PC as well. Yes, I always shame the Airbus drivers on the MOGEBs, don't I? I remember once you changed to the Airbus last minute, I was shocked. Unbelievable. Thanks a lot, Andy. So, now it's doing 1800 feet per minute. And this is what it did last time, and a lot of people mentioned how it's not an idle thrust descent like it is in the NG, it just sort of descends with thrust on. And there's a big Airbus actually update coming to Airbus's real line to make it a little bit more efficient. That's what they were telling me. But it looks like we're okay to make to make that bill restriction. We've got to be at below 180 or at above 170, but 170 is our cleared level at 270 knots. So I think that pink dot is where it starts slowing down. Can't tell if I'm in cloud or not. It's very hard to explain. Lauren, well, I'm hoping to take the 747 on the... Oh no, not the next MOGEF. Sorry, I'll take the Z1 on a MOGEF, but doing cross the ditch. As long as I'm not called off standby, cross the ditch, I'm planning on taking the Fearless 747. Oh, sure, we got 12 tons. That's good. Wait, don't tell me ground spoilers are on. How did I up? There we are. Did I miss anything? I think we did everything, didn't we? Approach checks, ILS, we're doing the missed approach. Didn't actually check it, but it's an Airbus. Don't need to worry about that. Just put it in toga. Thanks for subscribing, Missile Arius. Welcome aboard. It's gone very quiet on VATSIM. I'm still connected. There we are, so that's our cleared level, 170. And it's now bringing the speed back to 250 knots. Is that correct? 250 knots? Magenta 250? Why is it doing that, not 270? Because it is at 270 knots. Before I check that. Oh my goodness. Bilru. Speed constraint 270. But it's commanding 250. Why is that? Any Airbus people? Next one, Nukti, 270 knots. Why is it commanding 250? I don't know. Really don't know. This is the thing, I fly this aircraft, but I'm trying to understand, because look, Magenta's 270, at 270, which is commanded, at Nukti as well, saying 270, but why is it doing 250 knots?
Mr. Charlie, Papa 3 Mike Whiskey, contact Moscow, approach 134.0, have the flag away.
134.0, thanks a lot for the ATC, Papa 3 Mike Whiskey, bye. The Airbus people are stumped. Oh, it's a bug, is it? Oh, it seems like a... Oh, alright, thank goodness for that. Approach. Moscow approach, Dobrovich, Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, maintaining flight level 170, inbound to Nukti, and we have information Delta.
Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, heavy Moscow approach, Dobrovich, information echo runway 240, and altitude 8,000 feet, QNH 1009.
It's at 8,000 feet, QNH 1009, runway 24, Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey. So 8,000 feet set, push, you can set QNH 1009. Is that a pull or a push? There we are. There we are, passing 16,700 for 8,000 feet, and I'm thinking 14,000 feet just for the constraint, isn't it? Yeah, so what it should do It should make sure we're below 150 but not 140. There, check's complete. Pull for 270 as well. That's a bug. Pull the speed rotary on the FCU. Okay, so if I pull it, it'll still follow the VNAV path, won't it?
390, flight level
Yeah, 270 then.
180, speed 250.
Add power! Why are you not adding power? 270 knots! What else have I got to do, guys? Ah, there we are, it's accelerating.
390 Moscow approach, good evening, descent to altitude 8,000 feet, correction. Descent
Alright, so
110, formation aircraft.
here comes the profile. So I guess it's not adding thrust because it's a bit high on profile, so it's actually got it.
1,000 feet.
So now it's going to level off, which is good because it is 140 below, and then it should go to next 110 below. There we are, 11,000. It's doing stuff, and we're complying with 270 knots. I'm airbusing like a pro. Seatbelt sign going on. Yeah, the 250, 270 thing was a bit weird. So this arrival gets you very low, very early. Look at this, 7,000, and we're still very far from the airport. 6,000 as well, but remember the airspace around here is very congested. A lot of airports around Moscow. Looking good. There's our first external view for the whole flight. Very, very quiet. So I guess it's flashing at me because I'm above the transition level, but my operator, as soon as we clear to an altitude, we set QNH. Is there a way of, I guess, changing the transition level to stop that moaning at me? Just to trick it sort of thing. Ooh, lots of information. So let me just, if I push this, I wonder if it will command 250 again. Yeah, still wanting to fly a lot slower, isn't it? I'll pull it out. I'll just make sure do 270 because it is at 270. But then we have at 230, so we've got to slow down as soon as we pass Preki. So maybe if I...
speed as published.
As published, Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey. That's what we're doing. Perfect, thanks. Backtrack, are you an Airbus driver? Because you've been very helpful, lots of useful tips. If you are, thank you for coming in. Is that for the transition? Aha! Let's trick it. So 110. Got to maintain. So there's nothing we can do here. We've got to maintain 110 at 270. So actually, I don't want to set. Let's put 110, and then that should hopefully stop it moaning.
382, contact the middle radar frequency 125.3.
There we are. It's not moaning at me anymore. So out constraints. 8,000 set. So I'm going to push the window in now because then it'll hopefully reduce the speed to 230. How do you find out what the commanded speed is now? Oh, I guess it's because we're above it. As soon as we see 230, maybe it'll come up. And it should start descending now. 123.4, Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I have to help it out here to both make the constraint and 230 knots. We'll keep a close eye on it. Moscow WVH, Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, descend to altitude 8,000 feet, 1009, inbound to Lurty, I don't know.
Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, Vnukovo radar, good evening, clear direct Whiskey 238, descend 4,000 feet.
Straight to Whiskey 238, descend 4,000 feet, Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey. Oh, that sounds good. Direct, Whiskey 238. Insert. Oh my days, what a shortcut. 4,000 feet, and obviously we'll be very low on profile because that's what the star does. What a shortcut. Kadunk. Whiskey 238, and we've got to be there max 5,000, 4,000 at 200. So yeah, 250 knots, and we're probably like 4,000 or 5,000 feet below profile. that shortcut. But there's nothing agency could do or we could do. We've got to comply with the constraints. How do I... Is it progress? Yeah, 1,400 feet. That's worked out really nicely. Right, post-cruise checks. I'm honestly, compared to when I first did the Airbus, I sort of know what it's doing now. Only sort of, though. Right, landing lights on. Turn on the turn-off lights. Put the nose lights take off as well. Oh yeah, I was told about a bug here where you've got the landing lights on, it makes the wipers go bright white. I'll turn that off actually. It's a bit annoying. There we go. Lighting on there. What else we got to do? Constraints on the ND if it's not already, which it is. Select localizer scales. There are, I could put my little fix ring in actually. Flight plan. Runway is uniform whiskey 24. So if I remember rightly, it's this.
Moscow radar Aeroflot 390 descending to 8,000 and a 9,000.
Get the fix page.
Airport 390 Moscow radar, good evening. Descend via star 7,000 feet, QNH 1009.
Down to 7,000 feet, QNH 10.
This is just to increase my situational awareness with regards to where we are on the runway. Oh, I'm airbusing. Right, I think we're in cloud here, yes. Better put a bit of engine anti-ice on. Yeah, definitely. Should do this prior to entering icing conditions. And wing anti-ice, can't tell if we need it or not. Any waypoint, thank you.
Airport 390, there's direct route.
Say again for Aeroflot 390.
So yeah, I think once you're below profile, it's just descending at 500 feet per minute. VNAV does 1,000 in the 7.3 until it captures the profile. It's coming up. He's learning. Plenty landing lights, please, whilst you're at it. Now I'm going to leave the landing lights off because look what happens when you turn the landing lights on. Look at this bug. It makes the wipers go bright white. It looks a bit silly, so I'll turn the landing lights off until I get the gear down. He is do the Airbus, love it. Adrian, Airbusing like a pro, bracket 737 driver. If it turns out you need the wing anti-ice, we'll find out. Yep. Big chunk of ice on the leading edge. Here comes the profile. Thrust descent. And then it'll keep the profile. And then this bug, the D is the deceleration point to make 200 knots at whiskey 238, I guess. We are airbusing. Ben Wright, I've got a feeling I've got a lot of Airbus drivers watching this, and that makes me cringe and makes me embarrassed. So you don't actually need this switch on. So it's now in auto. Got you. Watch all my probes and freeze up. You know, airspeed unreliable. Flight deck to bus. Oh, I know what we haven't done. Water brake. Let's go for 2. I couldn't find the table, could we? With regards to where to vacate. So 2-4. I reckon Alpha 10. Oh, Alpha 6. No, that's too short. Way too short. Alpha 10 looks good. Don't want to vacate onto another runway unless specifically instructed on the charts or by ATC. So how many track miles have we got until touchdown? Flight plan. 27 miles, 25, so we should ideally be about 7,500 feet. We're about 6,800, so it feels like we might be a little bit low if anything, but that's better. Well, not with regards to terrain, but for profile. Liking it, guys. Honestly, I'm really enjoying flying this aeroplane. There is Vnukovo down there somewhere in the cloud. Beto 360, I'm not an Airbus or Boeing driver, but you're doing good. Thank you, Beto.
Whiskey, contact for precision 118.3 this way. Bye-bye.
I surely got 11.8, that's a good chunk. Need 6 tons to divert.
Precision 118
but that's not a huge amount of diversion fuel.
118 is on Pushback Pilot.
When do I activate that approach phase as well? Because I get so many differing answers on this. Some people say do it below 10,000 feet, some say leave it altogether. And I know it starts slowing down as soon as I push that, it starts going back to your up speed, so I think it does it. Oh, it does it at the D automatically, doesn't it? Max rank below 10,000. I just want to see what happens. I think at the deceleration point it might do it anyway. I could be talking utter rubbish as well. So there's the D. Look, it's done it. There we are. Approach phase is activated, and it's now slowing down for the approach. Lauren, activate approach anytime after 10,000 feet. Not all of you wish. Your operator may vary. Love it. Yes, but don't let it do that because it will slow to final approach speed.
Alpha 3 Mike, whiskey descent 1,700 feet, cleared ILS approach, runway 24.
Descend 1,700 feet, cleared ILS 24, Alpha 3 Mike Whiskey. But I know it won't let me go below the green dot, will it, until I start extending flaps. Ah. Any more Airbus questions, guys? Because I can answer them. 1,700 feet is set. Oh. Right, actually, look, we're in 10 miles here, so I'm going to select a natural flop. So flap 1 below 280, flaps, or slats to 1, and now it will slow down to the S speed.
Air 1 unit off go radar to unique, clear direct whiskey 238, descend 4,000.
And I saw that GS Mini earlier in this mode, it was very cool.
Whiskey 238, and descend 4,000 feet.
Oh, it is. Actually, anyone got an update on the weather? So it was forecast to have quite a low cloud base. Right, I'll arm the speed brake before I forget. So I want to be around 180 knots on base. I'm actually going to select another natural flops here. Oh, just below. I didn't actually realise that was the maximum speed. 1F is 2 is 216. I was just below that. Oh, is that Moscow straight ahead? Superb. Ooh, I'm getting a bit... Someone's gone around.
Not 20 whiskey, go radar, good evening again, identify.
You're doing very good, Auto Busky.
Expect ILS approach runway 24 via Roduk. Continuous published.
So it might just help it slow down a bit here, so I might just use a little bit of speed brake, because we're turning final within 10 miles here, so speed brake's extended for now. Master caution, cabin pressure low, differential pressure. I depressurised somehow. Oh, there's a glide slope. Let's get vertical speed out now, so I can do a bit of a CDA. So I'm just going to do 500 feet per minute. This is my doing. Get rid of the speed brake as well. Just arm it. What happened there? Was I depressurised? So VS, that's because I don't want to get much lower. Landing light, yes, I'll turn it on now then. Just enjoy the white washed out window wiper. There we are. And I'll arm localise as soon as we turn final. Not sure what that's about. Right, 1 dot on the glide slope. Well, let's arm localiser first. Localiser blue. We'll just maintain this speed. Localiser capture. Well, no, I don't need to set runway heading. That's my airline's calls going in. Yeah, so the profile's trying to get me even lower. Look, I'm only just saying I'm high, but I'm actually about 2 dots low on the glide slope. So I overshot that slightly. Let's just do 300 feet per minute. Alpha 3 Mike Whiskies. Localiser established ILS 24.
Alpha 3 Mike Whiskey, contact Moscow Precision 118.3, bye-bye.
118.3, Alpha 3 Mike Whiskey, bye. They're just taking the gear and the next natural flops.
Whiskey, clear direct, whiskey 238.
1 dot, arm approach.
ETR category Charlie or Delta?
Glide slope capture coming up.
Okay.
Just the landing flap to come. There's glide slope capture. Landing flap selected. Missed approach altitude. Come to 3,500.
7 miles.
So flaps
7 miles, 9
are
o'clock.
full.
Thank you very much, Oscar.
Green light. Check's complete. Check in with tower. Tower, good evening, Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, established ILS 24, approaching 3 miles.
Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, local precision, very good evening. Wind 190 degrees, 537, runway 24, clear to land.
Runway 24, clear to land, Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey. Clear to land. Lights are on, checks complete. I've airbused all the way in, no problem. Absolutely easy. Tray table, I might as well just have the tray table out the whole time. Clear to land.
Should we start holding at the waypoint?
Right, checks complete. Right, don't disconnect the autothrottle. And I know there's a button to disconnect the autopilot, and if I do it this way, you get additional warning lights, but I'll just cancel it. Right, that one, there we are. But I'd leave the autothrottle in until it tells me. Let's see what I can do, guys.
Oh, yes, affirmative. Just to confirm, should we start holding over that waypoint? Yeah, affirmative.
There we are. There's still a blue cab. Ah!
We'll hold over
E-cab not blue. E-cab now blue. Checks complete. Silly cabin attendant blue thing. Right, 2 reds, 2 whites.
400.
Oh no, only closes for us until it says. I feel a little bit right of centre line here. But the crosswind is from the left. Land. 3 whites, a little bit higher. Keep centre. Checked.
200.
Checked.
Minimum.
Continue. Oh, yes. Over the threshold. Waiting for my retard call.
100.
Starting to flare a bit higher in this aircraft as well.
50. 40. 30.
Check.
20. Retard. 10. Drive.
Come on. Come on. Oh, you beauty. Speed breaks up. Reverses at minus 48. That's outrageous. 100 knots. Might have been the tail striking the runway first though. 80 knots. Manual braking. 60. It's outrageous. I can't believe it. What happened? Oh dear. Right. Oh, that's mega. Next to the right. Just confirm you want me to vacate on the runway, the 0119er. Oh, my thing's all frozen. I'll take the next exit. Oh, it was all going so well. Sorry, Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey. I just missed the runway there, so I'll exit at Alpha 10.
Yeah, no problem. Vacate to the right on Alpha 10.
Thank you. I think he wanted me to vacate the runway, but I just missed that there. Outrageous. I can't believe that.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Laps coming up. Thank you.
Dobro Bojulavat. Welcome. What a butter.
Thank you very much. Another donation RHL for the 200 rubles. Very kind. I've got Jack nudging me here as well. It was a butter. I can't believe it. It was one of my best ever butters. I don't know what happened. No, it was just, I've just been feeling very Airbusy tonight. 120.45 Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey. Thanks so much to the ATC. Bye bye. Perfect. Right. Let's go over to ground. And turn up the controller. And I'll just make a right here onto Mike 2. There's not many other places I can go. And we'll contact ground then. That was just, yeah. Wow. I can't believe it. So jammy. There was no jammy there. It was pure airbusing skill and technique. I did flare a little bit higher than I did or do in the 7.3, which helped a lot as well. My, that was just outrageous. Right, let me contact ground here because I have absolutely no clue where I'm going. Ground, very good evening, Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey. Very good, runway 24 Alpha 10 on Mike.
Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, good evening, stand number for you, 32 taxi via Mike 2 cross runway, Mike 1 X-ray Whiskey.
Didn't get much of that. So stand 3-2 and then just confirm the routing after Mike 1. Don't think he heard me. His accent was quite strong.
Taxi in Alpaca 3 November.
Someone else, I think that was. So what I'm just going to do is carry on until we get to 0119er.
Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, taxi in.
Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey. Yeah, can you say the instructions again, please?
Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey for you, stand number 32, taxi via Mike 2, cross runway Mike 1, X-ray Whiskey.
So stand 32, taxi Mike 2, cross 01, 19er, and then X-ray and Whiskey, Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey. So 19, let's just bring this to a stop here, because we are not sure where we're going yet. And bring up the parking stands. I'm not even looking at chat now because this is where the banter starts. Let's firstly find our stand. So stand 32, okay, that's right over here. Oh my goodness me. 31, 32, found it. And going in via X-ray and Whiskey. Oh, this is hard.
207.
So I'm not going to cross here until so there's Mike 2. We cleared across Mike 2 to Mike 1. So Mike 1 in via here. And then X-ray and Whiskey. X-ray I think is here, then Whiskey. Got it. Understood now, finally. I got there. Cargo terminal today. Is that where it is? Oh my goodness me. Well, it's nice. This is the first of a time in Russia on a stream, which is pretty cool. And the ATC was excellent. ATC for the entire sector again. And I'm just so pleased with how we've Airbused all the way in. My Airbus knowledge is improving. You know, I might actually... Don't worry about V1 or 320 SimPipe guys. If you want any Airbus advice, this is the place to be. I'm massively joking, of course. They're great guys. Oh dear. Right, here's Mike 2, Mike 1, then X-ray, which is basically just the way the taxiway goes round here. Or is it? Ah, I think this could differ slightly from... No, there's Mike 1, that's why, because I thought it would come against the apron. No, that's still good. This is just sim scenery. It's actually a very nice example of the airport, very high quality. Is there any engines I'd turn off on the taxiway in? Taxi in, by the way, to save fuel? Can you fly the bus in real life, Anthony? I'd like to think if I ended up in a cockpit one, I could now get one on the ground. With the system, certainly with help from ATC. You flew the Tu-154 to Russia. I did Mason Island, but that was offline, if I remember rightly. It's my first time in Moscow on VATSIM, for sure. So yeah, keep going. X-rays here, then on to Whiskey. It's quite confusing. So just basically got to keep going in a straight line until I can turn left. Let's get the APU master switch on. Antti, does my operator fly there? Sorry, I don't discuss publicly, but thanks for your understanding. So, confusing. I thought X-ray was straight on here. Because if I go left... this is interesting. I don't know if this is... Oh yeah, it's straight on. Look, it's like this way is X-ray. That's very confusing. Thank goodness I can get my head out of the cockpit. Thanks, Space Nine. Appreciate it. There we are. And then, yeah, until we can turn left, basically. So this is obviously, well, in reality, it would be suitable taxiway to make sure you've got sufficient clearance. And here is Whiskey, so off X-ray onto Whiskey now. Round the box we go. So yeah, this is why it's quite tricky when you're streaming. What's this guy doing? Full right. I think we have a little bit of a conflict here, unless he's doing a long push.
Ground 05390 on Mike 2.
Just going to see where he pushes to, because I think he's pushing on Whiskey. Ground's confirmed.
Alpha 0 Vnukovo taxi.
What was I saying? Yeah, my operator, we have airfield briefing. It tells you exactly where you can expect to park, and the routing as well, which helps. Whereas here I'm blind.
Ground 05390 on Mike 2, holding short Charlie 2.
Yeah, I think we have a little bit of a conflict here.
Alpha 0 Vnukovo taxi, good evening.
Definitely, I'm pretty happy we got the right routing.
Mike 2, cross the runway, then Mike 1, X-ray Whiskey.
This is a stand here.
Can you just repeat the stand number?
I think we've got a little bit of a conflict here, ladies and gentlemen.
Flight 390, stand number 27.
And 27, thanks, sir. Flight 390.
I'll ask him, see what he says. This could be funny. What airline is that?
88611, контактный запуск разрешаю. Точка запуска.
That's great for advice. I'm going to ask plainly, see what he says. But it was the only way we could have gone. Can't even take a stand to the right. Well, I could get to stand 19, but that's a bit tight. Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey. Just on taxiway Whiskey to stand 3-2. I just see there's an aircraft ahead of us.
Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey, continue via Whiskey 232.
Okay, there's just an aircraft ahead, but I'm happy to go through Alpaca 3 Mike Whiskey. Well, I'm not happy to go through. That's something I'd say in real life. And he said different stand. Was it 2-3 something else? He's flashing his lights. I didn't know he could do that.
A bit to 07, the meter, please. Apollo 32 Whiskey, the taxi in good evening for you, stand number 21, taxi via Mike.
That was quite funny. Well, I'm a bigger alpaca. I want to see. I just want to see how we could get it. Bring real world ops to the sim. Absolutely, Edo. Bring real world operation to your procedure. I'll just taxi straight through him. No problem. I just want to see what happens when he requests taxi. It could be quite funny. It's a standoff. It is. Tell you what, I'd rather be at a standoff at an A340 than a 737. You Boeing peasant.
Welcome to taxiing.
I got a message from someone.
Located at Alpha
10. I think that might be him. He says, hello, lol. That's quite funny. Let me just double check it is him. Oh, it is. I'm going to message it. My plane's bigger than yours.
Number 25, taxi via Mike 2, cross the runway, Mike 1, X-ray Whiskey.
Taxi to stand 25 via Mike. Mike.
Oh, I didn't
1.
go. There we are.
Take a whiskey. Finnair 1 Juliet Golf confirm.
Finnair 1 Juliet Golf negative via Mike 2 cross the runway. Then Mike 1 X-ray.
He just went, yeah. Has he got a budgie or something? I just want to see how this gets
Mike
resolved.
2 cross the runway. After Mike 1 and.
We spent more time streaming. He says it's his first time in Moscow for me.
Finnair 1 Juliet Golf after Mike 1 on X-ray Whiskey.
After Mike 1 X-ray Whiskey. Finnair 1 Juliet Golf. Thank you.
Finnair 1 Juliet Golf, correct.
Plot twist is actually an anti-stop AN225. Just your model matching is off. He doesn't realise I'm streaming, he's asked me. He didn't realise.
Target 207, taxi via crosswest and number 42.
There is an exit to the left of you, but I just want to see how the control. Yeah, it's a remote stand with no way of getting a 7-3 here. I think I'll just go for stand 20, guys. I don't think it's designed for us, but let's do it. And otherwise, we're going to be here all day.
Raffles whiskey and myself gets lost. I just want to keep the issue concerns with the
207, taxi via stand number 42 on Zulu. Then Mike.
This will do. We'll fix it. Otherwise, I'm quite hungry. I need to have my dinner. And I've got a lot of hiding that he's doing. Oh god, because of the length of this aircraft, it doesn't look like I'm driving into the bridge, but my main gear is probably still off to the right.
207, cross the stand number.
And this is definitely not a stand designed for the
Alpha 3.
A340. We're on. And 8. Come on, a little bit further forward. I'm sorry I'm blinding the crew as well. across this... there! Ah!
Aviator 207,
flight head sim, bringing real world procedures to your flight sim.
Van Alf 3.
There you go. Bring real world procedures to your flight sim at home. Right, parking brake is set. Don't use reverses to...
Good evening, ground. This is Finnish
right,
10.
off. Leave the nav lights on. I'm only turning the beacon off because I always forget to do it and everyone starts saying, oh, let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome eventually to Moscow Vnukovo. Excellent. We got there eventually on this stand. We're over the red lines, but I don't think Grad's even realised, to be fair.
Taxi via Mike 1 X-ray.
We got there. That was wicked. That was so funny. Brilliant. And what a flight that was. Oh, still got the spoilers out. I thought I retracted those. Do I have to put them disarmed? Oh, I was saying I was such a pro, but I had the spoil... Why are the spoilers still up, guys? Is that an Airbus thing? You can see how they're still extended slightly. Look, they're definitely... definitely in retard. There we are. Next one. Standoff continues. Was an aircraft behind me? Oh yeah, we've got Finnair. I've turned the music. I've turned the VATSIM down here. Where's he going? Yeah, I think he pushed him back and not realising we're coming in here. Standoff number 2 then. But look, look how far the... Yeah, I'm causing carnage just being on this stand, but I had to get off here somehow. Superb. That was wicked. Ah, look, hello Martin from Papa Bravo Delta 207. That was a bit of a standoff, wasn't it? That was brilliant. Thanks for popping in, bud. Anyway, I'm going to disconnect because I am causing carnage on this stand. There we are. Because it's not designed for the A340. But I didn't have much choice. I was there for about 10 minutes. There we go. Wicked. What a landing. I can't believe that. Butter still. Absolutely incredible. Like the Malaga stream, yeah, it was the massive aircraft. That stand I went on was also far too small. But I guess sometimes the controllers aren't clued up entirely with regards to where certain aircraft should be parking as well. Like this code, is it code F we discussed earlier? It's over 60 metre wide. Wingspan, absolutely huge as well. But no, really enjoyable flight. Really enjoyed the sector. Flying into Moscow on VATSIM for the first time. We have been on VATSIM in Russia. We had St. Petersburg once, but first time going into Moscow. Great ATC all the way in there. Landing rate lies, absolutely not simile. It was as you saw it. I wouldn't even know how to change it. Turn electric hydraulic pumps on. Oh, sorry, spoiler's still out. 0 out of 10 hand bursting. Oh, it's because the electric hydraulic pumps are off. It's code E for the A340. Got you. I think I got confused because I was looking at a code F. A code F aircraft. I think it was the 777X with the foldable wings. But no, code E. I mean, you can see, look, even the baggage crew can't get past. But yeah, very, very interesting to know code E. I'll bear that in mind when I next fly in the A340 at any point at all in the future. Cool. What was all the reaction during landing? A lot of butter emojis. It was an outrageous butter, I have to admit. Mine is 40. I think that's top 10. For sure. Excellent. Auto butter. You were sorted out wrongly by the sorting hat of Hogwarts. You need to be an auto busky instead of Boeing. I just saw that comment there. Awesome. Very good. Category then. So yeah, the 73 we're category C. So any wingspan less than 36 meters. We're okay for that. Right. Well, we'll call that a day. That was lovely in the Airbus A340. We'll turn the old music down here. Honestly, I'm struggling to control everything in the background here because of the way the PC's running at the moment. But there we are. I managed to get the thing all turned off. There we are, and we'll cue the funky replay music. There we go. Perfect. So unfortunately it's going to be pitch black, so we're not going to even see how buttery that landing was. It was a long taxi as well. Oh, hopefully we'll see something. Just crank the old sound up here. Funky music time. You've got it. Need to turn it down a bit though. There we are. Ah! I didn't realise how close you were to the threshold. Oh yeah, I think we're going to see enough. Just make sure we didn't strike the tail, that's the important thing. so slow. Oh. So how did it pick up the landing rate? Because I think I'd actually touched down. Now I remember someone saying last stream, ToLiss the A340 is a bit sensitive, so I'd actually touched down, look, there, the main gear. I think it could be to do the central gear, look, so I think it only clocked in there, look. Interesting. Well, I didn't do much on the motor there. This is so loud, I need to turn these sounds down slightly. Let's have a look from this view here. Yeah, I think the it's a little bit different how it picks up when you've actually landed in this aircraft, the butter calculator. There's the check. Close. Main gear was down. That's definitely not minus 40. And I think now it picked it up. Sus, eh? Butter invalidated? No, fake butter confirmed. Absolutely not. I worked hard for that. Yeah, I remember someone saying it would be a bit funny. I think it worked perfectly, personally. There we go. That's such a massive aeroplane. My fear of striking the tail was not quite as miles away. Cracking. And I had to add thrust again because I wasn't sure why he wanted us to exit. We made it. So, well, we'll call that a day. Oh yeah, I think that wing view is the one we're going to have here. Or yeah, the wing view, because we're going to see the terminal, aren't we? Awesome stuff. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in for another Flight Deck Sim live stream in the ToLiss Airbus A340. Great fun aircraft. Always enjoyed taking the Airbuses out for a spin. But I'm all Airbused out. I think next time we'll definitely be in the Zebo mod. And then Cross the Ditch, I'm hoping to take part in a week on Sunday. I'm on standby, which will be taken to ToLiss 747. But hopefully between then and now, I'll get all the Thrustmaster TCA yoke content out. So I'm going to be doing an unboxing, a sort of review, my thoughts on it. We're going to do some hand flying in the Zebo mod, see what I think and how I feel, because it'll be really interesting to see how that compares. I've had very good things about this yoke as well, so looking forward to giving you my thoughts on that too. Anyway, to all my members, thank you so much for the continued support. To all my regular viewers, thank you so much for popping in. To everyone that donated, thank you so much for your generosity. And on the way out, don't forget as ever to like the video, it helps the channel out. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, if you want to stay up to date with the latest content, and I'll see you all on another live stream very soon. Good evening to you all. Bye bye.